podcast takes flight. Cigar Loons, they're spreading their light. With stories and laughs, they're a special sight. Now a new crew joins them, a captivating sight. Cigar Loons and Cigar Misfits, a perfect pair, sharing their tales beyond compare. Laughter and camaraderie filling the air, a podcast experience truly rare. Cigar Misfits arrive with their own unique flair, adding a twist to the Loons affair. Stories of mischief beyond repair, a blend of personalities so rare. Cigar Loons and Cigar Misfits, a perfect pair, sharing their tales beyond compare. The laughter and camaraderie filling the air, a podcast experience truly rare. Cigar Misfits arrive with their own unique flair, adding a twist to the Loons affair. Stories of mischief beyond repair, a blend of personalities so rare. Together they're stronger, a united front, a force to be reckoned with, what they've spun. A community of listeners truly stunned by the magic they've created, a bond that's deeply fun. Cigar Loons and Cigar Misfits, a perfect pair, sharing their tales beyond compare. Laughter and camaraderie filling the air, a podcast experience truly rare.
I think I need a tissue.
That was a beautiful song.
That was awesome.
My bad.
It was.
So, good evening, everyone, and welcome, of course, to the Cigar Loons podcast. And tonight we are joined by the Cigar Misfits, of course, from TikTok. So, of course, we've got Cigar Man Tom, we've got Smokey G Matt, and then, of course, we've got Pat, the Misfit, and, of course, you've got your regular Cigar Loons, of course, Cigar Kurt, Grumpy Preacher, of course, we've got Matthew, Vital and Proof, and we've got Tobacco G-Sticks, and of course, you got me, Gaz. But welcome, of course, to the Cigar Loons podcast, Cigar Misfits. How are you all doing?
Outstanding.
Great. Doing great, man. How are y'all?
Wondermus. Ready to go.
Yes, I fired up too early.
That word, fantabulous?
Fantabulous? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're doing fantabulous.
Good deal. Good deal.
So, of course,
Better now that I'm getting smoky.
yeah, I think it's always good when, of course, we've got a good cigar and some good company. But what we're going to do, of course, we're going to go into about what the Cigar Misfits are, how, of course, you guys started up, and where people, of course, can find you on TikTok. So, Tom, I'm going to go with you, and how, of course, did you get into cigars first, and then, of course, get onto TikTok, and then, of course, meeting the guys, and then coming up with the Cigar Misfits? So I'm going to go with you first, Tom.
I got into it about 10 years ago. I was just moved back to Ohio from Mississippi, and we was at a wine festival, and old boy was selling some cognac flavored cigars. That's what I started out with. And I swore 30, 40 years ago I'd never smoke a cigar because my stepdad smoked them old nasty black eyeballs. And here I am 10 years later, I'm smoking. Tonight I have a Perdomo 10-year anniversary Maduro. Not so stick. I smoked the sun-grown the other day. But, if you want to know my favorite, I think you all know my favorite's the 990 Asylum. So I got number 10 in my humidor now, waiting for New Year's Eve. But the Misfits come together just by pure luck. we met through another mutual friend and just started adding to it. And Pat and I and Sir Pancakes were talking one night, and we came up with the name, the Misfits, the Cigar Misfits. We thought it fit us all.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah, not a bad name as well. And of course, I know people can find you on TikTok, but what nights, of course, can people find you on TikTok when you go live? So I'll go with Pat. Pat, when can the guys or the girls find you when you go live on TikTok, my brother? How can they find you on there? And what nights do you go normally live?
I guess the question would be, what nights don't we?
all right.
Oh,
We're almost
that
live
was
every
too
night.
easy.
Yeah, one of us are live usually every night. Pat, that
Yeah.
question was for you, though.
Yeah.
It's all right. I've got some more that we can.
What's for who?
But it was for you, Pat. The question was, but what I'll do, I'll go with a different question for you, Pat. So, how have you found, of course, being a cigar misfit and smoking with, of course, your fellow brothers in the cigar misfits? How do you feel about being a cigar misfit? That's for
Absolutely
you,
love
Pat.
it. We're like a little family of our own. I love it. We're like a little family of our own. We hang out every night on lives and we smoke our cigars and we give each other inputs on what flavor profiles. Say if we know somebody's gonna like a certain flavor profile, we kind of pass that to them and hey man, you need to try this one, you need to try that one, and we go back and forth with it all the time and just kind of have a little blast and cut up and give each other a little bit of hell every now and again.
That means you're going to loosen up here in a little bit.
Careful what you ask for.
You seem a little tight, man. You need to loosen up a little bit.
Take it out.
That's it,
Zipper.
man. Walk it
It's-
out. Walk it out. You'll be all right.
I can't hardly. I can
Just
I
don't
can
hurt
barely
yourself
hear
again.
y'all.
Oh, really?
You barely hear it. All right.
What?
Yeah,
So you're having
it
a bit of
keeps
sound
going.
issue.
It sounds really like every now and again. I just don't hear it at all. It just y'all all freezing up on my end. I don't know if it's my internet connection or what.
You're good. We
no.
can hear you good.
Yeah, we hear you
Are
fine,
you on your
man.
phone? Are you on a phone
5 by
or
5,
an
bro.
iPad?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Okay.
Try turning your phone sideways. It'll make you go full screen. It should.
Yeah, but it's
Well,
not that. It's just I can't hear y'all.
He's got you in his ears.
Yeah, he's got us on
No,
No,
Bluetooth.
you can't hear it.
Everything keeps going all pixelated on my end. I think it's something with me on my side.
Oh, that sucks.
Right.
Because when you said that first question, I never heard you.
Yeah, because I'm not getting at that.
So, of course, we'll go down with you, Gary. And, of course, what does being a cigar misfit mean for you, my brother? And how are you finding, of course, being a cigar misfit and being on TikTok?
Oh, it's a blast. So I don't get out and about much anymore, but I enjoy cigars. We've got where I buy my cigars, and you guys are kind of familiar with what I do there. One of the stores has a great lounge, but it's on the other side, 34 of the city, 30, 40 minutes away from me. And their smaller store that's on my way home from work is where I stop in and grab them. But I guess, I worked in the casino industry from 93 to 2000. And it was a pretty wild time in life. We'd get off work 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, go to the bar and sit down and order a Jameson and a black and tan, and I'd break out a Monte Cristo, and I had no idea what I was doing. I thought it was cool that particular cigar I was buying came out of a glass tube, and I at that time, 30 years ago, I had tried some Macanudos and I guess of course, I probably grabbed the strongest ones they sell, and I couldn't take them. And I'm thinking that Christoph was a Connecticut because it was a lighter leaf, if I remember right. But so that's what I'd smoke that Monte Cristo, or I say Christoph Monte Cristo, once or twice a week, and then kind of got away from them around 2003. I actually quit drinking and started running with a bunch of fellows, and every now and then we'd have a cigar. But 2006, I gave up smoking completely, and because I was a cigarette smoker, pretty heavy cigarette smoker, and I tried a cigar a year later and got a bad sinus infection and all that, and actually. Grumpy's going to appreciate this. When I wanted to quit cigarettes, I just said a little prayer and asked God to take them from me. And 3 days later, I was out in the garage. The wife was smoking one of them old nasty Marlboro Lights, and I said, "Give me a puff off of that." And when I 3 days, it made me sick. Coughed it up. 3 days, and I said, "Okay, God, I get it. You took it." And then, of course, like I said, about 6 months later, I tried a cigar, and and it was great. I enjoyed the cigar thoroughly, and within the next couple of days, I ended up with a bad sinus infection. So I just got away from all of it for a long time. And a couple of years ago, a buddy of mine's a veteran's got, he's got the PTSD dog, and he had asked me about hunting on my lease, and so I took him up and took him hunting one weekend. He said, "What's it going to cost me?" I said, "Well, you're going to have to bring me a good cigar." "No, you'll end up. Your wife will kill me." I said, "No, she knows if I'm going to do it, it's got nothing to do with you." And so that was 2021, 2022. I can't remember exactly which year, but within a year, I was a 4 cigar a day smoker. That's just, and but I've since figured out, I'm learning from all y'all because I have no idea what the notes are. I've been smoking cigars now fairly heavy for about 3 years, but just, if I didn't like one, I wouldn't buy that one again. I didn't worry about what I was tasting. I just knew the flavor of what I liked, and I would find one and I would stick with it, but I'd still, my favorite thing to do is to walk in, like this La Gloria. I got blessed. Well, you saw my little snatch today. None of those that I picked up today have I ever bought before, but I'm like, I'll go in and say, "Hey, it's Random Choice Tuesday. I'm just going to pick something, and I'll try a new cigar." And that's how I find new sticks.
There you go.
And that hole that you picked up has got some fantastic sticks in it. Like I said to you, of course, you've got La Barber Red in it. Great cigar.
Oh, God, I love that cigar.
Yeah, Caldwell. You've got in there, of course, the Lost and Found, another great cigar, the Dom Pepin. Of course, the Blue Label, another great cigar, the League of Nine. The Alec Bradley that you got in there, you've got a lot of different cigars in there. They're great cigars to smoke.
Yeah.
And some of my personal favourites, to be honest. They are. But of course.
So, Gaz, you want to know why we come up with the Misfits? I know I'm on the podcast. Bubbles calls me.
And how I found these guys, though, once again, I don't smoke in the house, so I come out on the back patio, and I started spending more time on TikTok than I ever had before. And I'm like, and I would see a random cigar smoker pop up. Well, actually, I just started putting up random cigar videos, and then of course, the algorithm started putting cigar folks, and their live popped up, and I sat and watched it and started commenting, and Tom actually said, "Dude, why don't you come on up?" And so I did, and man, did I, what a great time I've had ever since.
Surprise, Gary.
And there is a strong possibility that Pat and myself are related. he's got a lot of family in South Louisiana, and so do I. So
Oh my.
we might actually be blood relatives. I'm sorry for him if that's true.
I was gonna say that's scary.
You might be uncle, brother, cousins. You never know.
That's scary.
Well, you know, it is Louisiana.
Hey, you never know.
It is Louisiana.
That's right.
I mean, it's not
Branch
Alabama, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
at least
really
it
ain't
ain't
Alabama.
That's the
At
good
least
thing.
it ain't Arkansas.
Hey, y'all familiar with the phrase branch kin, aren't you? See, the ones of you that got that know that the farther up the branch you live, the better off you are.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Well, right. So, of course, we know from
Moving on.
when we
Y'all
when
get
we
that
were
in a little bit.
Grumpy,
That ain't got
strike
anything to
fucking
do with
one,
the Branch
motherfucker.
Davidians, does it?
Strike one.
What? Guess what?
Strike one. Strike
Oh,
one,
shit.
motherfucker.
What?
I'm watching you. Strike one.
Here we go.
What am I in trouble for?
I
What'd
was
I do?
talking and then you butted in, my brother. So strike one.
Y'all kind of remind me of the Misfits up there, the two of
There's your strike
100%.
one. There's your strike one, Dad.
you. That's what
Yeah,
happens.
brother.
Y'all
There's
guys
that
pop
strike
one
one,
over on
brother.
ours.
Strike one. There you go.
Here we
Oh,
go.
no. Is
Sit down,
well,
man.
what I was
Don't you get
what I was
involved now.
what I was going what I was going to say was, of course, we know when, of course, we were using TikTok.
Backing up.
We were getting a lot of bans on TikTok. We were getting a lot of restrictions on TikTok. That's, of course, why we got together and then went into Discord. And then, of course,
It's your
ended up doing
fault.
this. But how are you guys, of course, finding TikTok? And is TikTok relaxed a little bit more now with you smoking cigars on there? Because I know some people are still getting restrictions. I know the TikTok police are still watching. So, of course, are you still getting them restrictions, or do you think it's getting better now for cigar smokers on there? So, Tom, I'll go with you on this one and see what your take is on it.
Uh-oh.
Well,
I think he's on the phone again.
We still get restrictions.
Yep. Go on, Pat.
It's just not as many as it used to be, so they might have laxed a little bit on it. But as far as still getting them, we still get them.
Have you tried to do
They've
anything
never
to like
laxed on any of it.
circumvent them or whatever? Does like adding an age limit on there help or what?
We've added age limits, and that did help a lot. It probably cut it in half, but every now and again you'll still get one or two a night, and I mean, we're all of age. I don't understand why it's a big deal.
exactly.
It's just what it is. What it is on that.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think of
Well,
it.
it's,
There's basically
it's like that one evening that
If y'all notice,
we were all
when you come
together
in-
and everybody was drinking, and then I just showed my drink, and then all of a sudden, poop, I got kicked off.
If you've noticed, though, when you first pop in, Tom has a pinned message, and I was advised to do that on my live also. That there will be that it's age 21 and above, and there will be adult humor, cigar smoking, and adult beverages, and that seems to have softened it a little bit. I think you'd have to ask Tom. He's been doing it longer.
I think once I did that we had Bubbles got kicked out because he was talking about the other tobacco that's used nowadays, and he got kicked out. TikTok kicked him immediately for it. But otherwise, we've not had a red flag restriction on us smoking our cigars. We're working on our 11th week now. So we've been over 2 months now without a restriction at all on smoking cigars or drinking on live. And Matthew can attest to this. We drink a little bit on live sometimes.
Just a
little bit.
Way.
I don't think Matthew will come back in there on another one of those
Yeah, I think
Tears nights.
He come in
I
the
think
other
we
night
had
with us.
Matthew sliding up the wall one night.
Had to get up the stairs still, you know.
He said there may or may not be a streak going up the wall, up the stairs.
I
Yeah,
seem to
that's-
miss a lot of that because I'm the guy, I get up at 3 a.m. to go to work. So normally during the week, about the latest I'm on is 8 p.m. Central. And it seems to get
Yeah.
lively after that.
And we got some guys missing out of here.
It's like we wait for Gary to leave, and then it's like, oh, Gary's
I know.
gone. Go.
Now we can bust loose
He has been staying later though here lately.
on the weekends.
Yeah.
He's trying not to miss the fun.
Well,
That's because
then
he's
hunting
trying
season's
to,
fixing to
trying
bust
to
off.
see what's going on.
Yeah. Like I said, we got some guys missing tonight. There's a couple of them being here in a few minutes. They on their way home from work. A couple of them stopped and got some sticks to smoke tonight, so they'll be in. I'll let them talk about their sticks. Although I am going to say this before he gets here, Bubbles has an Asylum 13 for the first time.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
Oh shit!
I hope he doesn't do any of his.
He already did
pretty
that.
big step for him.
Oh no! And I looked for an
That's,
asylum. I actually considered that for tonight.
I hope he's had a full meal.
I was.
Mm-hmm.
He probably didn't.
But Pat, I wanted that
'Cause I'm
orange
debating
label
on whether.
Well, I was looking
Go
for
ahead.
an asylum,
The-
and I was going to get that orange label one that you had, the Connecticut. I wanted to try it out,
Yeah.
but they didn't have one.
But we've got a lot
is
of
probably
guys
gonna
that
be-
come in, and I know
There's the insanity later.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
And guys, you've been in lately. Kurt's been coming in, Grumpy, Matthew, G's been coming in lately. You guys, man, we appreciate you guys coming in because we learn from you guys. Because I was like Gary, I had no clue what a note was in a cigar until I met you guys. Tom included, Godfather, Jimmy, Sue, all those guys. Rob, Monkey War Monkey, and I've learned a lot from everybody here in this year, and it's been a blast. I've had a blast with everybody learning.
Good.
Pat's even admitted first time he met me, he couldn't stand me, and now he's sending me an ashtray.
Wait, which one?
You couldn't stand me when you first met me.
Oh,
Right under the table, man.
you're right there.
Right
I
under
can't
the
hear
table.
y'all.
He didn't
He
deny
can't
it.
hear us.
I said you couldn't stand me, Pat, when you first met me.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't like you at all.
That's fair.
Then we started talking cigars, and it's downhill since then.
Hey, and Pat and I've converted some people to smoking cigars from cigarettes and dipping in that. So, you know, and
Guys, do you think if I drop out and come back in, it'll fix that problem for me?
It may do. It may do.
You can try it.
When you do it, check your
I might have
audio
to reset
settings
that
and make
whole
it
app because
selected.
y'all are-
Check
it's
your
not
audio,
that I
make
can't
sure it's
hear y'all.
selected on the
Y'all are
Bluetooth.
freezing up on my end.
Yeah, when you first come
alright.
in, you can click on your settings and go
It's
into
that
the
y'all are-
audio settings
The
and
whole
play with them.
everything, the whole.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Never mind.
yeah, we
He's
hear
good.
it,
He's
right?
good.
I wonder if
Yeah,
he's
he's-
on the app or if he's on the web settings. Because
He's
Like
probably
I-
on the app. Yes.
so I'm using the app, and because I use Safari on here, and it won't accept
Yep.
Safari. They don't work together.
Well,
It's one of them crazy things with StreamYard and different
Now I tried to
platforms that
turn
we
this
use.
thing off. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But it does happen, and that's the thing, Gary. It does happen where this app can mess you up. But I just want to say hello to everyone, of course, who's popping in and quickly watching, and to everyone on Rumble and everyone, of course, on Instagram tuning in. And like I say, we have got, of course, the Cigar Misfits joining us tonight on TikTok. But
They're
you know
crazy.
something, this is the thing about what you were saying as well, Tom, about converting people from cigarettes and dipping. It's like when we started, we were meeting new people, of course. Case, he likes, of course, the medical herbs, and then, of course, he got into enjoying cigars, and he came really out of his shell for what he was having and really enjoyed it. And you know something? Everybody's who's come in, they've left or come back. It's different cigars, and we're all learning about one another. And there's a brotherhood and a sisterhood, a familyhood, and it brings us all together on great cigars. Of course, I'll go with you, Tom, and just ask you 3 of your favourite cigars at the moment that you've smoked over this last year. 3 of your favourites.
Of course, the Solemn 990 is one of my favorites. The April Fools, I love it. It's a big stick. It's full flavored, and it's just smooth. And I'm actually, people laugh at me for it, but I've actually smoked 9 of them. And I got number 10 in my humidor box now. Some of my other favorites, I smoked the Lens, a couple of Lens this week. Love my Lens there.
Much better.
But I think some of my top 3 would be, I like the Alave, the Olivas, all of that line. Love those. I pronounce it wrong every time. Everybody corrects me, and then I still say it wrong. But anything from them, the Godfathers are really good. I smoked one of those the other night, or my father's. Really loved that stick. Very good stick. But now one that I've smoked a couple of them is the West Tampa brand.
Yep.
What's up, Thickwick?
Yep, the Thickwick.
Yep. What's going on, Thickwick? I love the West Tampa brand. Very good sticks.
What's up, Lurch?
What's going on, Lurch?
Oh, Lurch. They are
What
great
up,
sticks
Lurch?
with Tampa are.
Hey, buddy.
Of course.
It was good.
It
Lurch?
proves West Ham. It proves West Ham pretty good when you just won.
There you go.
Of course, the best boutique for Nicaragua award in Tarbac for the red, and you can tell you're on for an award winner. And of course, Ricky, who blends them cigars, used to work for CEO, and he brought a lot of the CEO cigars out as well. So great cigar blend, and you know something, we're big fans of West Ham, but we are, and really enjoy them.
But now I got some new ones coming this week that I've never tried. I won some the other night on a podcast from the. If you don't, can I plug it? That's your
Now.
From the cigar. Okay, would rather not. Okay, but I won some on a different podcast the other night, so I'm looking forward to them. You guys have tried some that I want to try, the Masonic ones. I'd love to try and get my hands on some of those and try them. I've never seen them. So,
Good cigar. Good cigar.
and you guys, I've tried some that you guys have tried and turned me on to. But favorite, my top favorite is Asylum. I love my Asylum stick.
Yeah, man.
Which I'll get down, of course, to Pat. Pat, 3 of your favourite cigars that you've enjoyed so far this year, my brother.
First one is the Christoph Cristania. That is by far my hands down favorite.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Uh-huh.
He talks about that girl every time he's on live.
Listen, it's because it's that
She
good.
must have had a short skirt on when they met.
He's in love. He's in love with that girl.
I don't know. Listen, that thing's bigger than most. It's still a 770.
Well, see,
You like 'em
I'm
thick.
telling you, boys, them ain't cigars. Them's toys.
But that's one of them. I do like the Asylums
Who
a
we got
lot
now?
more than most of them as well. But I like the
Love that
the
guy.
Nyctophilia and the Insanity Later. The Insanity Later is probably my favorite from the Asylum line.
Y'all want to hear about that one when you smoke it?
Me too.
That one's good.
He already has smoked it.
Oh, really?
It's
Yes.
really earthy and leathery. It is phenomenal.
Good. I hear you, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Then we'll go over, of course, to Smoky G-Man. And, of course, Gary, what are your 3 cigars that you've enjoyed so far this year that you've managed to smoke?
My 3 favorites. Man, that is such a hard question. So, Caldwell, the Caldwell King, it's the King of Crowns, bar none. It's a Robusto. I have found that for some reason the Robusto's length is where so the Caldwell, when I found it, I fell in love with it. That King of Crowns, bar none. I was just sitting there thinking about that before you got to me. Pretty much anything from my father's. I haven't had a bad stick out of my father's, and I guess I'm gonna have to go ahead and go Aganorsa leaf.
Yeah, Aganorsa. Yep.
The actual Aganorsa line, though, I've smoked probably 7 different Aganorsa leaf lines: the gold wrapper, the white wrappers, the box press, several different box presses, and I just am in love with Aganorsa leaf. And but you guys had a guy on here the other night that I've only been able to find very few of their sticks, and I haven't had a bad one yet, and that's McAuliffe. I'm a super fan of McAuliffe also. You know, it's
awesome.
Yeah.
Got 2 of them in the box.
But of
Can't
course,
say I've ever had them.
They're good.
I want to say hi, of course, to
They
Greg.
are good. They are
Thank you
definitely
for
good.
Greg joining us. And of course, hi to Lurch as well for joining us.
Yep.
But of course, we'll go down with you, Lurch. What kind of cigars have you enjoyed smoking? Of course, this year, getting into cigars. What have you enjoyed, Lurch? Out of the cigars you've smoked.
What cigars have you? Lurch is one of our newer smokers.
I'm having a really hard time hearing you guys.
You may have to leave and come back, Lurch.
All right.
Yeah, that's what Pat had to leave and come back.
Like reset that whole app. I have to go move this fan.
But Greg, did you hear what I've just said to Lurch?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Can you answer? Yeah. So what have you enjoyed, my brother, smoking?
Deo Singalara, the Asylum brand, Pure States and Macanudo are top ones. I have a cigar clone I yet to smoke, but I did get it recently.
Okay.
Cool. Well, what I'm going to do now, of course, I've done enough talking, but I'm going to let the other loons, of course, ask questions. And you know something, I think now we're going to get into crazy part of the show, and we're probably going to end up going down some rabbit holes, of course. So let's get ready, buckle into your seats, and let's get into this next part of the show. So, of course, loons, the floor's open to you.
Should we go get our hats?
I got a question. So, well, first of all, I really appreciate y'all being here. For us, this is all about the brotherhood. This is how we all met. You know, our group, your group. We've known Tom for quite a while, and you guys are all. Most of the other guys are new, and just really enjoy, especially the newer cigar smokers, watching you on that journey and watching your videos. And it's truly a brotherhood and a sisterhood. It brings the leaf brings us all together. So I'm really glad you guys here. The question I have is, I've been around and we've been on TikTok, for over a year now. We've had our TikTok lives. You guys are always live. Other groups are always live. But I have never seen I don't know how to phrase this. I don't want it to sound derogatory. I have never seen a TikTok group such as yours that you guys, I don't, where are these women coming from? And they're not even.
The dude up in the corner. It's Tom's fault.
And they're not cigar smokers, but I mean they're true friend. They're true friends of yours, and they're involved in your TikTok life. And we've never experienced. Not that I'm looking for that, but it's just like last night. I really experienced it. I was on with you for a little while, and I'm like, whoa, And I've seen it, but it's just it's just kind of an anomaly to me. I don't know. What are you guys doing? What's the secret?
You gotta ask that man up that way.
I think we're all going to yield to Tom.
Why's everybody pointing at me?
And I'm not saying
all the time.
Yeah, and I'm not saying anything bad. I mean, these are and like I said, they're not cigar smokers, but they are truly involved in your lives, and you guys talk to them, and they're like part of the family, and I just think it's kind of cool, and because we've never had that. So.
Hey, Tom, can I take a little piece of that?
Tom's just a pain.
I'll be right back. I'll get back on in a minute. I got to put my boy to bed.
All right.
All right, man. We'll be here.
Cigar then.
Go.
All right.
I think Grumpy's probably the first one out of the group that knew me. Grumpy or
Yeah.
Gavin.
I would just say not to butt in on you, Tom, but when I started watching him and getting to know him, it was before I mean, we were all loons and stuff like that, but he wasn't doing any of this, stuff that he was just doing him and his lives. And I seen the dude sitting in there and him be the only male in the room and everybody in there just kicking it, man, having a ball. And, and it's like, this old dude's got it going on, man. I mean, he's rolling. That's how I got started watching him was because this old cat man sitting here 9 boxes and everybody's female but him. And I thought, I gotta watch this dude, man. I gotta see what he's up to. And that's how I got started watching him. No lie.
So, my philosophy in life has always been, earlier in life, I treated people like shit. I'll be honest. Excuse me if I ain't allowed to use profanity, but
go ahead.
I'm a truck driver, and I treat people the way I want to be treated. And I think every woman is beautiful in her own way. So I try to uplift them as much as possible because they're always down on themselves. But as far as that part of it, I guess it's another lifestyle that I enjoy that brings them in also. So, but I mean, it's like we all enjoy our alcohol. Some of us do, some don't. Gary don't drink. But, I just try and have fun. That's because I know we've all had rough times. And for the last almost 3 years, I've not worked. I've been off with 2 torn up shoulders. So that's all I've had is this right here, TikTok and just having fun. And I didn't start doing the cigar lives and smoking cigars on live until 3 months ago, Pat, probably?
A little longer than that. I'd go about 5 to 6.
So, and I've met a great group of guys even before that with you guys, the Loons, and the other groups that I've met, the guys in those groups that I've met, and we have fun. I just have fun, and we enjoy having you guys in our lives as much as you guys enjoy us.
Absolutely.
Because we learn from you guys. You guys enjoy the banter between us because we don't care. We pick on each other. You're fair game in our lives.
Exactly.
And like Tuesday night, we had a special guest on a week ago. Had a blast with him. He knows Pete Johnson very well, of my father's. He knows Don Pepin. Pepin, right?
There you go. Pepin.
Pepin very well. And our goal is, and he is going to help us get them on our TikTok one night together.
Very nice.
Cool.
So that's our goal, is just to have fun and let them come in and see what their cigars and the community is all about. And that's what we're all about is let things go, be bygones. It's all about the world of cigars and a drink every now and then.
That's right. What's up,
Every
Leaf
now and
Cutters?
then.
To the leaf cutters. So to the leaf cutters, of course,
Cutters?
tuning in.
So, Leaf Cutters, good evening.
What's up, these cutters?
What's
Yeah.
up, Ben?
Welcome, Leaf Cutters. Nice to meet you.
But we try to have fun. And we have one group of girls that she has her own lives. Hey, look, sorry, my dog's getting excited. Talking about girls, and she's one. But they took over my live last Tuesday. They come in Tuesday before everybody else did and filled every box but mine. I was the only male in there. And they tried to put me in the hoe box. They tried to put me right in the middle of them. And I'm like, no,
The
I'm
hoe
right up
box.
here. I'm right. I'm good right up in my corner. Just leave me in my
Hold
corner.
on. Hold on. Does that mean that Grumpy's in the hoe box?
Yep, Grumpy's
No,
in the hoe
yeah.
box right now.
Oh man, I think we're gonna. We can't call it that if we got a guest, because sometimes they're in the middle. But
You see me on my way to the bank? Just mind your own business. Those are not my feet pictures. Those are not my feet in those pictures.
Here we go.
Oh man.
No, and I just want to. I appreciate. I don't want to try to sound. I'm not trying to sound sexist or be sexist, and not in any way whatsoever. But it's just fascinating to me, and it just seems like there's you guys really get along well, and just seems like they're a nice group of ladies, and it just I've never seen anything like it. So that's my comment. So
We
Kurt,
do have a
we're
couple
actually-
of females that do smoke with us too.
Yes, we have some that smoke with us.
okay.
So we have some
Yeah.
that come in and ask us about cigars to start out with, even to learn because they love watching us and see what it does for us.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's the thing. If you bring them in and they feel comfortable, they're going to feel comfortable opening up, and if they're even curious about a cigar, because the female cigar community is on the rise, and there's a lot of females that are starting to smoke, and it doesn't have to be, they don't have to go to the sweet cigars or the flavored cigars, and it's just all about it's a whole another world, and if you can get someone that's serious about it, and not that you want to try to influence them, but if they want to make that decision, they have a resource and they feel comfortable with you. That's the important part of it.
well, we have one that actually wants to have a clone of Willie one made, cigar made. You can only imagine where that one's going, and we give her help. But we talked about it over the weekend about maybe doing a ladies' night even in the box. Just have 3 or 4 guys in there and let the ladies have the boxes and come in and ask questions. Come in and out and ask questions of them. Just to get them even more comfortable with it. Yeah. Right, Lord?
Stay away from the elephant.
Y'all know that's a real cigar I think that's the first cigar he ever tried and he threw it away.
No, it wasn't his first one. I don't remember what we had put him on for his first one, but he came back with that thing and he says, "Look what I got, y'all." I think he took 3 drags off of it. He goes, "Bruh, I'm putting this back where it belongs," and he threw it in the cow field.
Yeah, he threw it out in the cow pasture. He said it's named Elephant Buck for a reason.
Really.
You guys asked a question a little bit ago about cigars, favorites. Gary shared with all of us in the Misfits a Caldwell, the Long Live the King, bar none. And that, I will admit, is probably one of my favoriteest cigars I've ever had. That thing was just phenomenal from start to finish. Just amazing. Hey,
Good evening, Aunt Jemima.
Turn yourself sideways.
Turn your phone sideways.
There you go.
Yeah.
What up, pancakes?
Aunt Jemima's here.
This is one of the original Misfits down here with us. We'll let him tell you about his first experience smoking ever.
So I was having these on things. I don't know. Oh, there we go.
Other side of the camera. You're on the other side this time.
There you go. We see it.
So I was having one of those, and I sparked up my first cigar, forgetting I had it in my mouth. And then after I was done with that cigar, I was like, man, I'm a little hungry. So I went and ate dinner, came back out, popped another one in my mouth, smoked another cigar. Then I was like, okay, I'm getting offline. I'm out of here. And I just leave. And I go inside and I devoured a half a pan of lasagna.
Good Lord.
You
were smoking cigars?
It was bad. I was lightheaded and just, woo.
Man.
Oh man.
That nicotine rush.
And it was tobacco,
that
right?
Nicotine rush is the best.
Not, right? Yeah, it was all tobacco.
Wow.
It was not Grumpy's tobacco. It was or Bubbles tobacco. It was pure tobacco.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's the harsh stuff.
So I have a nickname in the Misfits. They call me Garfield.
Man.
There you go. There you go.
It was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, welcome, of course, to the Cigar Loons podcast, my brother. Glad to have you. Glad to have you.
And Lurch said his first one was a Fat Bottom Betty when he smoked with us the first time.
It's a good cigar.
Great
You know,
cigar.
For an
Love that
infused
cigar.
It's not a bad cigar.
It's not bad at all.
Not a bad cigar.
Yep.
Good. Of course. Pancakes. What are you smoking tonight, my brother? What cigar have you got? These you're going to be
I got
lighting.
the Wiseman.
Oh, okay. Foundation cigars.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
That's a good
Their
choice.
Their newest. That's their new Wiseman.
Yeah.
So of course, it's not the original Wiseman. It's their newest one. And that's made, of course, at the Don Pepin Garcia factory. The new Wiseman. It used to be made at, of course, Matthew's favourite factory, AJ Fernandez, the original Wiseman. But of course, they've changed over, and now they're with the Don Pepin. But a great cigar. And Eduardo, of course, came on and he told us from Foundation about this cigar. Well, I hope you enjoy it, my brother. But anyway, of course, the rest of you guys, the Cigar Loons, of course, Jesse, and of course, Grump and Matthew. It's your turn to ask your questions, my brother, as well. So go on, brothers, ask your questions and whatever topic arises.
Well,
as long as it's not an odd on. As long as it's not an odd on arising, then we're fine. Because I know it looks like a sausage party.
This ain't really a question.
Come on, don't get odd on.
I think I'm beyond that.
Go ahead, Jess.
Well, this ain't really a question. It's more on the same line where Kurt was saying, you know, that the free spirit that goes on in your guys' life is pretty awesome because, like, you know, I'll go on there and there'll be, like the other day, you know, a very nice lady that came on and she shared, you know, her feelings and view of herself with all of us. And she never met me before, you know, but that's just to show how open and free they, you know, people feel in your guys' life. And I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we don't discuss just cigars. We discuss life in general.
Well,
Pat's got his own motorcycle shop started in his yard. I mean, you know.
Tom, tell them the 3 rules. Leave rule 4 out.
We have 3 rules in the live, and that's no religion, no politics, and no exes. That's the 3 things we ain't allowed to talk about.
Politics, religion, and what?
Exes.
There you go.
I missed the third one.
Exes.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Girlfriend, ex-wife.
Yep.
Them
We don't
first
talk about-
them first 2 deal breakers.
Well, the Leaf Cutters have just put a comment and they said, what's your favourite cheap cigar? So,
Trader
course,
Jack.
Guys.
Grumpy's going
Grumpy
to love
Chicken.
this
Yep.
answer. Grumpy's going to love my answer.
Go on, Pat.
The Christoph Cristania.
I see. They said cheap, brother. Cheap. They
It's
said cheap.
$7. It's $7 cheap.
Well,
Trader Jack.
That's cheap-ish.
Trader Jack, $1.63.
Inexpensive.
I would
Probably
say
under $5.
Under 5, I can get the Tatawahe Series P Robusto short for under 5. And I buy them. I mean, I've smoked 3 of those a day, and then I save one of these for nighttime. I am trying to cut that.
Rest of you guys.
I like the Mark Twain Riverboat for cheap smoke. The especially the Churchill. Love that stick. Love anything of Mark Twain. I've had 4 different ones of those. I've had the Memoirs 1, 2, and 3 with the Riverboat. So I've smoked all 4 of those, and I love all 4 of those. And I think they're fairly cheap when you get them. Either that, or I like the factory smokes.
If it has to be under $5, I'll go with the Rojas breakfast taco.
There you go.
I think that's not bad.
That's a good cigar. Oh yeah.
First time Pat smoked one, he hadn't ate yet. He was like,
I love that breakfast.
I might have to try that then.
I just had one of those for the first time, maybe like 2 months ago, and man, I smoked that all day long. Those are really good.
Have you had the Rojas Carnitas yet?
No, I haven't had it. That's the only one I've had so far.
That one's good too.
Another good cheap stick is the KFC.
Yeah, I need to try the rest.
KFC. The Kentucky Fire Cured. Those are good cheap sticks.
Yep.
Inexpensive.
Coming out of Drew Estate.
Brioso.
Yeah, he had one of those last night, didn't you, Lurch?
Mm-hmm.
Pancakes.
I'll tell you, Grumpy turned.
I'm trying to think.
Grumpy turned me on to the J.C. Newman, the Trader Jack's, and I'm not a big morning smoker, but that cigar has turned me into a morning smoker. I love smoking that cigar in the morning, that Caribbean spice in there.
Okay.
So I still like my flavored cigars. I mean, I smoke a lot of the Deadwood series. The Fat Bottom Betty's probably my favorite cigar in that genre. But that Trader Jack, Grumpy, man, you turned me on to it, and Matthew too talked about it, and I said I saw a bundle of them or a bag of them. I said I got to try these, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, they'll never hurt.
I smoked one of those last night.
I saw that.
I guess as far as if we're gonna stay away from things that have already been mentioned, which Drew Estate, Factory Smoke, and the Trader Jack. I would also say like a diesel uncut Robusto is good. Right around $4 to $5-ish.
So for a long time, before I found the Tatawahes, and they are a particular online store exclusive. But Rocky Patel makes the top shelf second, and but they're only sold through one particular online store. But you can get 20 for around anywhere from $49 to $59, depending on which one you get. And they've got Habano Sumatras. They've got the whole. I can't come up with all the different blends they have, but they're pretty good. They're just. I did find that. The construction, of course, that being that low of a price, I was finding difficulty with those, with that, and a lot of canoeing, some hard veins, things like that. But for a consistent, trying to find a lesser expensive smoke that I could afford, because I don't have a great income. That's why I get these great cigars. I wait till Tuesday to buy them. But that Tatawahe Series P, and I've had the Toro, the Robusto, and then the Robusto Short. But the construction on them, they get the all around. I was thinking about this the other night. If I had to rate them you know, first construction, they get a 92. Taste flavor for me. Now this is going to be me because of course I love them. Taste and flavor, I'm giving them a 93. And longevity of the burn and all that, I can nurse them along, or I can go ahead and turn it into a 30-minute cigar, the Robusto short. So if I'm like on my way to work, 30 to 45 minutes tops.
If I can jump in there, Gary. Gary makes a very good point. There are so many cigars out there that are economical. Everybody has a budget, and you don't have to smoke these, $15, $18, $20 Plasencias or whatever. It's nice to have those every once in a while, but there are so many great cigars out there for under $8, $9, $10 that you could just sit there and smoke all day, especially a lot of these boutique brands that we like. There are just so many cigars out there that are just in that you don't have to spend a lot of money. Smoke what you like. And there's just we've really found, as we've been exploring the boutique brands this year, there's a lot of them that are just right in the right price range, and it's just they're really, really good cigars.
Well, if I can interject something there on that, is they say that the boutique ones are coming back a lot more because the guys don't want that long, drawn out smoke like I like. I got all day smoked cigar. It's nothing for me to throw a digger in my mouth or an Asylum 880, something big, and just spend the day smoking it for 4 hours. I got all day. I don't do anything.
I've got to agree there with, of course, the leaf cutters on Roma.
Yeah.
I've been
Roma's
enjoying
great.
Roma craft at the
Oh,
moment.
yeah.
And
Great craft.
geez,
Roma's an
that
excellent
intemperance off.
Yeah.
That intemperance that I've been smoking has been absolutely
Well, I
great
got
to the
4 great
cigar.
cigars coming, and I don't know if Pat sent me one or not. I think he sent me a Christiana.
I did.
So I'm looking forward to I love the Christophs. You guys have seen me smoke some big ones.
Gary also has a Cristania going to him as well.
I'm just hoping the background noise that we had is gone. So let's just see. No, it's still there.
Greg,
So Greg,
No.
Greg,
there's
you
a
got
bit of
something else
background
on?
noise on you, my brother.
What's that?
You've got
There's a
something
bit of
else
background
on?
noise coming.
No,
I think do you have headphones on?
no.
That's the problem.
That's why.
We're getting an echo.
Well, you might be getting it
I'll
from
shut the
me.
garage.
No, it's an echo, Greg. You may have to leave and come back.
No, it's because he doesn't have headphones on. This app
I don't either.
acts weird if you don't have headphones on.
I don't
Who?
have
Of course,
one.
with you guys saying
Well,
about cigars, and of course,
I don't know.
is asking
Who
me
knows?
about cheap cigars. You guys are in the best place, being in the United States, of course. Over here in England, the prices are through the roof. But to me, for a good everyday cigar, and I've got to say, it'd be the Charter Oak Broadleaf, of course, the Petit Corona. I absolutely love that.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote a 20-count box, and I smoked them every single day, and I absolutely loved them. Even if you look at most of the other cigars from, say, of course, Foundation, they're reasonable price cigars. Even if you go then to Protocol cigars, they're great. La Barbe, Caldwell, Room 101. And as you were saying, Tom, about boutique cigars, I asked a fellow podcaster, and his name's, of course, Sticks at the Shore, and we had a conversation over the phone, and he agreed with me. What we are in at the moment is now the boutique boom of cigars. And it happened while we were in COVID. These boutique cigar brands were bringing out these different blends. They were getting what they wanted down. The factories were making them. And they've taken off. Here in England, we're seeing more boutique brands coming to the UK and them taking over. Like, of course, Christoph, Karen Berger, of course, Black Label Trading Company, and different ones. And they're just getting busier and busier with the amount of cigars they're bringing out to you. And you've only got to look over the rest of Europe, especially at Intertarbac, the amount of companies that are there and that are over Germany, around Spain, and different countries. No wonder they're taking off. And I definitely think we're in that other boutique boom And it's why we were passionate about bringing out, of course, the podcast and doing boutique. We don't mind, of course, bringing the premium cigar companies like, of course, AJ Fernandez, of course, when we had Laurel on. It's about exploring the boutique, and I'm a big fan of boutique. It's what I worked with over here. Of course, I know the guys like it. I know the guys, of course, liked Artisan Del Tobacco, and of course the Viva La Vida, and that's definitely a cigar I would suggest for the Cigar Misfits to try. Is the Viva La Vida. Great cigar. Great cigar. It is.
Well, remember that.
I might have to search up and find that.
So Lurch
And
tried smoking
Leach just
the
put, I'm
880.
not happy with the Lunatic ATT. I'm not happy with the Lunatic ATT I had Sunday for a big stick night. I'm not happy. Okay.
No, I saw that.
Yeah,
Couldn't get smoke.
he had a hard time getting a draw on it. It was pretty tough.
Yeah. You
So
couldn't get it. You couldn't get the smoke.
No.
So I was looking at Lunatic today in my store, and the only one they carry, it's an 80, but it's that short, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a 4.5, 5-inch cigar torpedo. And I've had one before. It's a good stick, but I can't find the big ones. The long
Still that bit of static there, Greg. There's still a little bit of static, my brother. That's that.
Greg, did you leave and come back? You may have to, Greg. You may have to leave the app altogether and come back.
I had to do it just for me to be able to hear them. I had to do it just for me to be able to.
Greg, you're gonna have to leave the app all the way out and come back. So you guys were talking about the ladies.
There's a problem with it tonight.
So Nikki Barker, that's in the comments, said, "Brother, she is one of the ladies that comes into ours and enjoys the life. Comes in and enjoys hanging out with us. We pick on her; she's short, but it's
Ain't nothing wrong with short.
about it. We have fun with it.
Nothing wrong with being short.
Well, she's only 5 foot tall, Grumpy. So,
well, I'm only 5'4". What's your point?
Get him, Grumpy.
Dwarf, we gonna stick together.
So we have one that comes in, one lady that comes into live that's actually only 4'10".
See, she fits right in. We'll hurt your shins
in any spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we got Grumpy back in the hoe box again.
Hey, baby.
Oh,
be sure to tune in to www.myfeet.com.
Oh, God, here we go.
No, Grumpy, we don't do that. We got some of those pictures on Snapchat. We got a Snapchat group with all the guys in. We got some of those pictures on Snapchat the other day. And I was like, one rule in Snapchat, absolutely no feet pics.
And then they immediately
But they sell. But they sell so good.
Well, we had one that didn't. He had to show his toe. He had a fight with a kitchen cabinet. He kind of broke his big toe a little bit. It kind of turned 50 shades of purple, not 50 shades of gray.
I'll just tell you, it was not ready to belt up in karate at all. It didn't break the board.
You gotta just get out of the kitchen, brother.
Well, and Gary sent some one morning from his deer camp, and they was as white as G's fucking friggin' t-shirt is white. It was bad. We're like, get some sun on them feet, man.
That was after Gary was standing in an ant pile.
Yeah. But we do big stick night. We pick a night and we'll just do something special. We'll let everybody know, hey, we're going to do this a certain night or whatnot. Sunday nights is usually a smoke night for us. We just pick a stick and smoke it. We do once a month. We try and do a big stick night. You know, everybody pick up a nice size cigar and we'll sit and smoke it for 4 hours. And we're done.
This past weekend, we actually went from tiny all the way up to big stick. We did a Lancero Saturday,
Yep.
And then we did Big Stick Sunday. So we went from Lanceros all the way up to 770s, 880s.
Jeez.
Yep.
Of course,
Mm.
of course. I'm gonna bring us down in the rabbit hole now. So, what are your guys' perceptions, of course, of the FDA ruling that came out, and basically, of course, how it's another win for the cigar industry? How do you feel about, of course, the FDA? So, Tom, how do you feel about the FDA?
Don't
Of
pay
course, as you
attention
do,
to
of
them.
course, to us.
I
Don't
thought
pay
you was going.
attention to them.
I thought you was going down a rabbit hole, man.
Yeah, those rules.
Put
I don't know what
putting
the
my
new rule
helmet
is,
on.
so you'd have to explain it to me.
Starting light, starting light.
What's the new rule that the FDA has on them?
The FDA were trying to,
Oh,
of
they
course, get the ruling turned over, and what's happened? They couldn't get it turned over. So basically, it was another win for the cigar industry, and she was trying to bring out the facts of cancer related to, of course, cigars. And the judge was like, "Well, show me the evidence where it says cigars." He says it's other tobacco products. He goes, "Certain facts you can't turn over." And no matter how much she was trying to argue the toss, it didn't work out. And basically, the judge is not overruling it.
Well,
But there
so,
is other rulings that they are trying to bring in, and the boutique side of cigars is going to probably bring in their own rules to fight it about wearing hairnets, of course, checking for any baling string in the tobacco, different things, and they're going to ramp up their own laws around the cigars. So basically, the FDA can't get involved. But yeah, so that was what was brought up. I just wanted to see what your takes were on it. But here's Bubbles, of course. So good evening to Bubbles.
here comes Grumpy's
Comes in.
sidekick.
Yep.
Well, if he can get in,
He's
Turn
trying
your
to.
phone sideways.
turn your phone sideways, Bubbles.
There's Bubbles. Yes.
Rotate.
Bubbles, you need to unmute yourself, my brother, as well. So unmute your mic as well. And then we'll be able to
So,
hear you.
What?
We will.
Oh,
There you go.
turn your phone sideways, Bubbles.
Rotate your phone sideways.
Not you, Bubbles, the phone.
Bubbles must, Bubbles
He's
must
got to
be on
turn
the
auto rotate on.
Yeah, you got to turn your auto rotate on, Bubbles.
It's only in your mind, brother. It ain't real.
Oh, here we go.
So, and this is our resident.
There you go.
Hey!
There you go.
This is our resident misfit, and yeah, and
That's
our
right.
PR. This is the
Digital
misfit
freak.
PR man.
Yep.
So my thoughts on that is, if you think about it,
That's damn true.
you think about it, you got an industry that's full of chemicals in that with the cigarettes, whereas with the cigars, you don't have that. Hey, Sass.
Sassy, Ohio. Good evening.
And
Sass.
so my thoughts on that is, leave it alone. If it's not broken, don't try and fix it. I mean,
See what that gas, that goofy age rule that did that go through over there, or is that just something they were going to do about it increasing every year, where certain age people ain't ever going to be old enough to smoke? Where'd that
Brother,
go?
it's been passed. It's been passed. So
Yeah,
now,
tell them about that one.
next year, our legal age here in the UK is 18 to smoke. It's now just gone up to 19. So basically, every year it goes up. So anyone that's 14 now in the UK will never ever be able to buy a vape, never be able to buy a cigar or cigarettes. They'll never be able to smoke. And what
But-
England's on about doing by 2030, there's going to be no smoking products in the UK whatsoever by 2030.
I said,
That's what
Good
they're on about
evening,
doing. But you've got to look right at the whole dynamics of taxation, especially like the States and of course England. England's biggest revenue over here in the UK is tobacco products and alcohol products. The same as America. Your biggest taxes is cigars, cigarettes, alcohol. It's all around. And you know something, when you start taxing certain things, where's the other money going to come every year to pay for these different things, like cancer research, different things that they're putting in for, of course, firefighter service, for, of course, the police force. Where are you going to get these other taxes? Because you're already taxing us enough now. We, as of next month, have our budget. So here in the UK, we have a budget we have it twice a year. And basically, our prices of cigars goes up, our living wage goes up, and then alcohol rise goes up, and then over bills and different things. As of next month, so say for instance, of course, I mentioned to you guys before about the factory smokes. It's a $15 cigar over here. Of course, it's $3 in the States. So you know, that's our taxation over here. Taxes, import, and different things. That cigar, as of October, when they do, of course, the budget, that cigar is going to be near enough an $18 cigar for a Robusto.
Wow.
That's unreal.
This is why
gas.
it's crazy over here.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I have a quick question
Yes.
for the comment. Any of the other misfits want to come up, guys? One of us will drop down. I'll drop down. Somebody
I'll
come
drop
up, and
down.
up there.
So
You guys
guys,
wanna come up?
Yeah, good.
Pancakes was smoking a Wise Man by Foundation. How much is that cigar for you to purchase over there?
So that cigar over here for a wise man's $20 to $25. If you look at it roughly over here in the UK.
Wow.
So what's a Palencia cost you over? Because I know they're almost $25 in the States.
And I smoke a shitload of them, $40 to $50 a cigar.
Oh, damn.
And I am a big percentage smoker. I smoke a shitload of them.
Crazy.
Well, you see what Bubbles is having for his first one tonight. This is his first asylum, guys.
Hey, Bubbles.
Good luck with that.
What'd you have for dinner, Bubbles?
Hey, Alan, what's going on, Alan? So Alan's
I had some hamburger helper.
Some hamburger
All right,
helper.
well,
Which one?
Got some carbs in you.
I don't know. It was a big old bowl.
You'll be all right.
The one that he had in the bowl.
I was just trying to get a grip on what the aftertaste is going to be here in a little bit.
Hey now.
Hey, I bet it won't taste as bad as that elephant butt Lurch had. Brian had down there.
Probably. No. I doubt that.
I am now super intrigued by that, by the way. I looked it up. They have two cigars. It's a Connecticut or a Maduro. And it says, the everyday cigar smoker's everyday cigar. So now I'm like, well.
Well, we have all talked about getting it because everybody has a different taste for them.
Right.
And we've all talked about getting it and having an elephant butt night just to see.
Is it really that bad?
It might be a quick night.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. It could be awesome, could be absolute horse shit.
Well,
I guess,
you know.
Well, I mean, would it be horse shit or elephant shit? I mean,
Well,
yeah, really.
I just don't want to think. I just don't want to think about the size of an elephant shit. You know what I mean?
a lot
I've been
bigger
to
than
the
that
zoo.
cigar.
And I know you guys share out cigars. You guys share cigars that you find good. Like we shared out. I shared out. I got a bunch of diggers for us all one weekend, and shared them all out with the guys. And we had digger night. I've done that with the pissed off Christoph. We had that night. You know, Gary smoked his first digger the other night, right? Gary, wasn't that your first one?
Yeah, that was my first digger.
So he smoked one of those the other night with us, and because he couldn't find a Lancero in his shop.
Well, and I didn't ask them, and they had the Lanceros down there with the way down on the end, one shelf up in the back, and of course with the My Father's series, and I'm looking forward to it because I learned. I can't remember who put that information out about, John. Yeah, John, about the Lanceros, and you're getting more true tobacco flavor, I guess. Is that correct? How I'm putting that out there?
You're
getting more of the wrapper.
More than the binder and the filler.
Well, you're getting more of the wrapper versus the binder and filler.
Yeah, that's what I was told when I bought my 3 Lanceros last week.
Yeah. So
I mean, this is the wrapper from
Yeah,
one
you
of
just
my
get-
Lanceros the other night.
did you find
This
that the Lancero had more flavor for you? Because I find that they do.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
that's
nice
my
one.
wrapper from one of the Lanceros.
It's gonna
I
be
did
interesting.
find that it. I did
Yeah,
find that it had more flavor to it because I had the Asylum Ogre Lancero, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay.
mm,
So, and that's the argument, and people look at the Lancero and it's so thin, but it's most of them are 7 inches long, but they're and a lot of people want value, so they want the bigger cigar, but it's a double-edged sword because I feel like with the Lancero, they're a little bit harder to keep lit. Sometimes you have to concentrate them on a little bit more, but I do find that I get a little bit more flavor in them. And I've smoked some West Tampa Lanceros recently, and there was a noticeable difference in flavor. I was able to pick up a lot more. So
It's something that I learned. Me and Gary and talking to Seth the other night, being around Don Pepin and Pete Johnson, that they have learned that they never let an ash build up on their cigar. They're constantly ash. Said they'll beat a cigar to death on the side of an ashtray to keep the ash off of it because they get a better flavor out of it. And Gary and I noticed that because Gary had a nice big ash the other day and knocked it off. And he said, "Oh my God, he said, the difference you could find in the flavor was so much better."
I think
and
Jesse noticed that. Jesse's
It
forever
was
doing the long ash competition.
that one right there that made it work.
And when Jesse,
Yeah.
when you knock your
Him and
ash off,
Greg.
And to me, it's different. To me, it's the opposite. To me, when you have that ash on there, it doesn't give a lot of room for air. So when you're inhaling it or taking a puff, not inhaling it, but when you're taking a puff, not only are you getting a cooler hit versus a really hot hit, because the hotter it is, the more bitter the flavors are going to be.
Yep.
So with the ash on there, you get more of a true flavor of what the notes are. You're cutting out so much of the air and you're letting it burn, cooler. Now, when I take my ash off, that's when everything, it absolutely changes. I wouldn't say for me personally that it's better, because now I have so much more air coming in that the notes kind of they kind of mellow out a little bit, and then things get a little bit better because the heat now it has increased. But I like having my long ash. I feel like to me, it helps with the flavors. With controlling the temperature of the cigar, and just having that really concentrated, good flavor, coming out of your draw.
yeah,
and yes, Sassy hit the
You're good
hearts, all the hearts.
pancakes.
Just hit them.
yeah,
Boom,
just
boom, boom.
yeah,
That's what
pump
I
us
was
Yeah,
full,
doing.
Sassy.
Hard.
Just keep
yeah,
just
hit them
pump
hearts,
us
Sassy.
full.
Yeah. See, we watching you. We watching.
Tom, they're even following you over to YouTube, man. I don't get it.
You trying to be live on TikTok now?
Sassy and I actually have known each other. Sassy is one of the first girls I followed in Ohio when I first got on TikTok 4 years ago. And she's probably one of the first 50 of the people that I ever followed on TikTok. Her and another girl from here in Ohio. And I've got another account that's got 5,800 followers on it that is on suspension right now. It's been almost a year. It'll be a year come Thanksgiving. I'm hoping I get it back at Thanksgiving. And if I do, then I will. The Misfit horizon will broaden because I've got that between my 5 accounts. I've got over 10,000 followers.
Okay.
And they're not all the same. Some are the same, and I'm hoping to broaden our horizon on the cigar life because it is a good life. I mean, I
No
smoke in
doubt.
my Jeep when the top's back. when the top's back and the door's off, I light up sick in my Jeep, and I drive down the road with it hanging out the door, letting it just, or I'll cover it up with my hands so it don't get a lot of air, just to keep it from burning out so fast. And I smoked my first Lancero that way, dude. I'll tell you what, it almost put me down. It's pretty good.
You know something. You just brought up a good topic there, Tom, about this banning and basically having accounts shut down. I know a lot of people, of course, myself, you, of course, different other podcasters, been having a lot of stuff where we've had either accounts suspended, then we've had to fight for it, or we've had, of course, images taken from off our social media and used in different groups. Do you reckon this is down to the algorithm, or do you reckon it's down to people reporting through jealousy? What do you reckon it is? Because
I think
you know
it's jealousy
something.
and reporting. I mean, we've talked about it in our group, and we've got some that that everybody else is still friends with, but I've blocked them to keep them away from me because I feel like they're jealous of what we have. Yeah. Because we have such a good camaraderie. We joke and kid about everything. We don't care.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you something. It's only the beginning, brothers. It's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
We ain't at the top, man. We right in the middle. We like being right in the middle, you know. And
yeah, but you guys got a great group, and it's I mean it's and the thing I find funny about it is we're all brothers and sisters of the leaf, you know, and it doesn't have to be like that. And it just really bothers me sometimes and rubs me the wrong way because it doesn't have to be like that. This is what brought us together.
Yeah.
This is what's got us all here tonight. And it doesn't, you know, it's sad. You know, I feel bad and it's sad. It doesn't have to be that way, but I know it happens, and it's just, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. But
well,
I know
our number one misfit down in the bottom down there, and Bubbles is our number one misfit. I mean, there's no helping that boy, but he's come a long way since he started smoking with us. He has come a long ways, and I will say this for Bubbles.
All I gotta tell him is we risen with the tism around here, okay?
And as we were watching him trying to find his camera, which direction his camera was in.
See, it's backwards for me. Like my camera's over here, but I'm like, there's not a camera over here.
Because
you gotta get used to that, man. Everything's back.
It's got you facing the right way. Because I'm doing the same thing. I'm going over here thinking, you know. So,
yeah, I'm like, whoa, why is my head like?
So here, I got a question for everybody. What's our favorite drink with a cigar?
Coffee.
The thing that you drink with the cigar.
Mm-hmm. What's your touch of lime all day long and a cup of coffee in the morning?
Kurt?
Yep.
My favorite drink that I drink almost every day is Diet Mountain Dew. Lately in the evenings, I've been adding some Jameson Orange, but I pulled out some bourbon on the rocks tonight for you all, a special treat. But yeah, I'm a Diet Mountain
there
Dew.
you go.
I like a Dr. Pepper. I like a root beer. You know, zero sugar or diet. Those
Diet
are my
Pepsi.
go-to. Yep. Matthew,
But
I know
Matthew's
our master distiller over there, our master blender.
Basically, any whiskey, really. Tonight, I'm drinking Ardbeg, 10-year-old Scotch.
Ooh.
Ardbeg's good.
You gonna be sliding up the wall later?
Nah, I'm drinking slow.
The thing is, you know something. I asked this question once. Go on, sorry, Gary. Go on, Gary.
Well, back in the day, I was almost where Matt's at. It would have been that Jameson Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Sass?
You know something. I asked this to a cigar roller once. What is the best drink to pair with a cigar? And he said there is no pairing with a drink with a cigar. It's whatever you enjoy at that time with your cigar. And as the guys know, I do have a whiskey now and again, but of course, this new medication I can't drink. So that's really affecting me because otherwise, would have had Hay Club tonight. I would have poured out a nice Scottish whiskey and had a whiskey with you. But of course, I can't at the moment until all this shit's sorted. But you know something? It's whatever you like with your cigar, and there's that many different things. It's like, of course, Jesse. Jesse had a cigar with a pumpkin beer. And it's like, what the hell are you drinking? But Jess, it went well, didn't it? When you were smoking your cigar and your drink.
It did.
Well, you guys all know we drink in our lives. I mean, we're constantly drinking.
Do we?
Well,
though?
not constantly, but I think Bubbles has figured out
Do
his
we,
favorite
though?
monster beast. He drank an 18-pack one night.
Oh, jeez.
Listen, I thought I was might be okay, but I couldn't climb up them stairs.
Yeah.
I couldn't climb up them stairs. I fell off them stairs.
Evan Williams is a good whiskey to drink.
That is a good whiskey. There you go. That's a
Tennessee
good combo
honey.
too.
There you go.
There you go.
And Pancakes, he likes Jack. He likes a good whiskey and
Yeah, I did.
whatever. So he likes his whiskey too. So.
Squirrel.
Good.
Don't be so loud.
But no, you know something? I think definitely you Cigar Misfits have got something with what you're doing, especially on TikTok, and how you're going. And of course, building that great friendship and brotherhood and sisterhood and familyhood. And of course, we absolutely love coming on with you guys, shooting the shit with you, having a cigar with you, having a drink with you, and having a laugh. And I've got to say, big thank you for you guys joining us tonight. And you know something? Please go and check the Cigar Misfits out on TikTok. Of course, you can find Cigar Man Tom on there. You can find Bubbles, of course. Pat, you can find, of course, Gary. You can find, of course, Sir Pancakes. You can find Leach on there. Alan on there. Greg. You can find them all on there. And go and follow them. And you know something? If you smoke cigars, then get in the life and join them. Because you know something? You're in for a great night. And this is just a bit of a tame side, what you're seeing. But of course, it can get dear to you. I know when Tom pulls out, of course, the whips and chains and, of course, the rest of his instruments. Yeah, it can go down a different avenue.
Oh, boy.
This is what
Just when we tuck him in.
I mean, you want guess? I got the handcuffs right here.
There you go. There you
I don't.
go.
I don't think it would be a complete episode tonight if we didn't go one rabbit hole topic, and I think Grumpy should pick it. Grumpy, which hole do you want to go down?
Oh, Lord.
Why you gotta put it like that?
Oh, Lord.
Jesus.
Where's that button? Forget me on the
Wait a
chat.
minute.
Where's that button?
Hey, wait a minute. Do I need to come in on my other account? Santa comes in the back door, in your back door for this one?
Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! Here we go.
Lord. Lord. You sprung that one on me. All right, here's one. Here's one for you. What's y'all's opinion? You remember when JFK went to Dallas in '63?
I was only a year old.
I don't care. There's been history of it. You've read
wasn't
about
even
it.
thought of my dad's nutsack yet.
Oh,
Do
God.
what?
I said I wasn't even thought of my dad's nutsack yet.
It'll be all right, Bubbles. They make history books, brother.
Yeah,
I promise.
I believe I was
And they
about
all
4
lie
months
to you,
old.
so it don't matter. But anyway, yeah, you'll know who really did it.
Well, it's come out.
Who did it come out did it?
The alphabet soup.
Well, that was exactly, and that goes right down to what that letter at the old man's funeral was all about that everybody got. Remember that?
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah. He let them know that everybody knew the truth to it. They was behind it, but who pulled the trigger?
It wasn't who they said.
I don't think it was who they said.
No. They didn't pack. They packed it off on one fella, and it wasn't him. No, he got caps from inside the car.
Hey guys, I'll be back.
Whoa. That's an interesting thought.
The
You done,
driver,
Matthew?
the driver did it.
Sassy says no hole after the cuffs.
Because you can actually watch it. You can go back and actually look at the videos, and you can see where different videos were edited versus where they were.
Yeah. The main one is the one with the piece of the tree missing.
Correct, where the tree's up in the air.
yeah. Just the top of the tree floating in midair, man, where they spliced in and missed that.
And keep in mind, that's in the 60s. What
Yeah.
can you do now?
Yeah, exactly. How good can they make it look? But you have to ask yourself, though, when you're considering that, and I know that's a stretch for a lot of people, but you got to ask yourself, why else would Jackie be trying to go out the back of the car?
Evidence.
Yeah. She was headed over the back seat out of that baby for a good reason.
Quick pass in a hurry, too.
That's right, man.
Hey guys, I got a tornado warning here. I gotta go.
Do what?
Matthew, stay safe, brother.
All right, bro.
Stay safe.
Bye, guys.
All right, man. Take care.
He got a warning?
Tornado warning.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Tornado warning.
Wow. I didn't know it's having weather up there yet.
Yeah, we've had bad weather for the last couple of days. We've had rain for 3 days now up here.
Oh, okay.
First time we've had rain in almost 8 weeks.
No. Hey, here's you another one. Y'all know who Katy Perry is, right?
Yeah.
Tom,
You know
there's my wife.
that's really John Benet Ramsey. You know that, right?
Yes. So I actually did look into that. That's kind of crazy that you say that.
Yeah.
If you go back and you look at the videos and the pictures of the cold case, they're identical.
And you're gonna make me have to go look this up tonight, aren't you?
Dude, it is
Hey,
it's
dude.
crazy.
Once you start in them rabbit holes, brother, you can entertain yourself for hours.
I like entering holes, but I don't like rabbit holes. I'm afraid I get my thingy, my wee willy get bit off.
Hey, Grumpy, what about Elvis?
Yeah.
What about Elvis? What about
Oh, yeah.
Elvis?
Yeah. Y'all ever seen that? You ever seen that Arkansas preacher, Bob Joyce?
I've not.
No.
You know it. That's Elvis.
That's Elvis.
Look that up.
Oh, yes.
Elvis,
I did see that.
Yeah, that's Elvis. Right down to the little marks on the face and everything, man.
The teeth, the marks on his hands, everything.
Well,
Now, y'all,
And
heard
not to mention, his grave is spelled wrong.
exactly.
Well, I heard also. I was
Exactly.
watching about it. Wasn't he in like the military?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elvis was in the army.
But okay, they said at his funeral that there wasn't a flag laid down on his casket.
That's because he didn't want a military funeral. He does got some bad weather up there where he's at.
Jesse must have overheated, maybe.
And what I had seen,
I know Jesse had problems with his phone.
what I had seen from what I read, there was a article out about that, and I had read the reason that his name is misspelled on his grave is because he didn't want to see his name on the grave itself. He didn't want to see his actual name on the grave.
There were stories around Elvis. There's when he disappeared. He used to live on the land as the gardener. Then, of course, the stories were coming out about him being the gardener, so he left. In Elvis's dream, ever since he was a child, he wanted to be a pastor and, of course, sing, of course, religious songs, of course, that he was into. But, of course, with Colonel Parker, he wasn't having none of that. You've got to sing this song, you've got to be in this film, and it killed his career. It killed his career to the point the films dried up. He tried to reinvent himself with different music. And if it is, there's of course, he faked his funeral to have this other life, then I don't blame him. Because you've only got to look at the Michael Jackson shit. Michael Jackson supposedly died. So why, when that ambulance pulled up at the hospital, did Michael Jackson get out and walk?
Yeah.
Because he wanted to get away from it. You've only got to look. When you were in these different circles, and you've got the Illuminati party looking at you, and they're there looking at you, no wonder you've got to disappear. Because the Illuminati party are watching every single move, and when people are talking about it in different songs or different films, they're going to wipe them out, and this is why they go.
I just saw the film where Michael Jackson, I don't know, was it? I guess it was an award show where he talked about Sony. Yep. He read a letter and how he had beat Sony and at their game and all that. I just kind of watched that. It was yesterday, the day before.
Yeah, when he left with like he left owning a majority of Sony or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that they say that was why he disappeared. But who knows? But
have y'all heard about Paul Walker?
Yeah.
That now he's not dead. He's not dead. They actually took him, did facial reconstruction on him, and now he's producing movies. He's now he's a producer now.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I just heard his head and shoulders.
Who controls the world?
Here, wait a minute. I got a question for Bubbles. Bubbles, how's that cigar?
It's fantastic.
How you feel?
How you feel?
I feel good.
He's about halfway through it.
Yeah.
He's taking his time. He's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing
When
fine.
he first started smoking with us, he'd smoke them like cigarettes.
I still do.
But you're not as fast. You don't smoke as fast. And Pancakes has come a long ways. He's gotten where he's tasting notes in that, But now these rabbit holes, there's so many scenarios that.
Who controls the world? That goes back to the Vatican.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yep.
100%.
The Vatican's got loads.
It goes through its channels, but it ends up back at the Vatican. It goes through its channels.
Yeah, but Grump, this is interesting you say this because the other night when I was up and I couldn't sleep, Ish from Bamp Cigars was live, and he was talking to one of his friends, and they mentioned the Vatican, and about the stuff that's in the Vatican that we don't know about, the amount of books that they've got with sexual images in, that we don't know about, different things that they've got, secrets from the last Crusades. And you and me have gone through that conversation loads of times, Grump.
Yeah, all the ancient societies and stuff, all their secrets, all their texts,
they've got a load of stuff the Vatican have.
Yeah,
but the Vatican,
it's all hidden under there.
They've got it there, but they've got it hidden all around the world in different things that the Vatican own. They've got different material hiding away in there. It's just crazy. It is.
Yep.
Swollen up a little bit there.
All you have to do. Yeah, go ahead.
It kind of reminds you of what was that movie with Nicolas Cage where he was chasing around the
National Treasure.
That kind of reminds you of that type of situation.
Well, now look at what they're saying about the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
It's loaded with Egyptian artifacts, and now they think it was a big copper mine. That didn't happen by water.
Right.
Because now there's parts of Grand Canyon you can't go to legally. Same way with you can't go to Antarctica, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole about Antarctica.
That's a whole nother thing right there.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole. Flat or round, that's where that goes.
You can wrap that all the way back to the pyramids. Was the pyramid actual burial tombs, or was it generators? What was it?
Exactly.
And where are the capstones?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you think around the pyramids
See,
as well.
that's what
and
I think is interesting.
Me and Grumpy and Kate and the rest of us have gone over it with the pyramids. How can man make something so tall like that? They can't. You've only got to look. There's different images that have come out over the Pentagon of these pyramid-shaped flying objects. Were they the ones that put the pyramids up, and was it aliens that put the pyramids up? Because you've only got to look at certain hieroglyphs in the Egyptian language that shows small little men. That is a reference to aliens. You've only got to look at, of course, prehistoric age, when the cavemen were drawing, the Native Americans, when they were drawing pictures, they showed images of small little men. You've only got to look. And me and Grumpy and Kurt and Jesse and all of us, we've gone down the whole thing, of course, of skinwalkers. Skinwalkers are supposed to be these small little men, and if you ask a Native American about a skinwalker, they don't want to talk about it because they kill. It's been one of the biggest things going forever, and I've got to laugh at Lurch's comment. He goes, "Who framed Roger Rabbit?"
I take it Lurch is not much into the rabbit holes.
I don't know. I find a lot of this interesting because I do find myself sometimes when I can't sleep, I'm on my phone and I'm scrolling through, and then all of a sudden I catch a video of the pyramids of the sleeping giants.
Yeah.
The ice wall. You know, I fall into all of that, and I just sit there and watch, and it's like, oh,
it's like,
crap.
yeah,
It makes sense to a certain degree.
So
some of it is a little far fetched, but some of it.
Is it true that nobody's actually allowed to go to Antarctica? Or
Correct.
Yeah.
To a certain
That's right.
portion. Beyond a certain portion, you can't go.
Yeah, they will turn you around at the 60th parallel according to what country you're closest to. That's whose naval force will meet you at the 60th parallel and turn you around.
And that's because
if you're on the water.
What was the treaty?
It was the nations treaty of some sort.
I can't
There's
remember
like
the actual name
nations
of it.
that signed it, but yeah, the Antarctic Treaty or something.
Now, how is it that they can get everybody to sign
that
treaty, but can't get them to sign anything else?
Exactly.
Right.
There's things there they don't want us to see.
This is why we go down these little conspiracy theories.
Do what?
Have you heard of the conspiracy theory with the Colorado airport?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the whole tunnels under it and all that. Yeah, that go to several different cities across the nation.
Well,
Yeah,
Isn't
all about
wicked?
that.
Like,
The whole
now, what about the
whole
I'm sorry,
demonic thing around it? It has a whole demonic thing around it.
Yeah.
Now,
And see, there's also out there too when they show you, as far as the caves go, where there's like the food storage warehouses and stuff. Those are real. Been there and done that. That's creepy.
Now, here's another thing too, Grumpy, that I think you probably know about, or you've read about, or seen. The figures, like Devil's Tower, of how that was supposed to be a tree.
Right.
I can see that it was a tree.
Yeah.
And then the faces in the rock forms.
Yeah.
Where they ask you, is it sleeping?
Yeah.
Or what is this?
Yeah, because they're just laying. They look like mountain ranges to us until you turn the picture up.
Crap! That's another good one.
No.
Because Buzz Aldrin blew that clean out the water.
Yeah, he did. Because we never went.
It was a race, and then who's to tell you that they can do that? You know, who's to tell you that actually happened? And it was funny because you look at there's a documentary on it, and you look at that documentary and you watch that, Actually, I don't know if it was actually a documentary. It was another podcast. If you look at it, they show you that the rover, the moon rover, and the landing craft and all of that is all made out of aluminum.
Yeah.
And it's like not even. I don't have. Well, actually, I do. It's like patio chair aluminum is what it looks like. It's
exactly.
It's not. It doesn't look structurally sound by a long shot. And the other thing, of course, is they say, "Oh, well, the moon boots didn't match the bottom of the boots they were wearing didn't match." And
that too.
See, that's a thing. And then
here's another one for you guys, right? So, of course, around Hitler, I know it's a very touchy subject with Hitler, but what they said was Hitler never killed himself. What he had and what they did find was from his bunker to, of course, the German rail station, and of course to the airport, there was tunnels leading from his bunker. And when he found out about the invasion and as they were coming for him, he managed to get through them tunnels and get on the first air blip out. He landed then in Fuerteventura, got into a sub, because there was substations in Fuerteventura on the outskirts of Spain. He landed in Argentina, was seen getting out of the submarine in Argentina. And most of Argentina around that time had German nationals that had left Germany and lived over there. They also found in the Argentine jungles buildings with, of course, the medicine that he needed for his stomach, because he suffered, of course, with stomach troubles. They also found German money, German pictures of Hitler and different things that he had. And they found these different workings there. And you just look at a lot of it, it's just crazy, because they've shown pictures of Hitler like 20 years after he's supposed to have died, sitting in Brazil, still alive. Mustache shaven off, but that was Hitler. So did Hitler survive, or did Hitler die? Because if you think, no one ever confirmed if it was Hitler. With the bones didn't match. Nobody knew it was Hitler. Nobody saw Hitler shoot himself or kill himself. Nobody saw it. So these are the conspiracy theories, and there's a whole show on it, Hunting for Hitler, and it was on the History Channel, and it's a good documentary to watch if you're into that kind of stuff. Very good program to watch. It is a very good program.
I think they need to start teaching history again.
They
the truth history.
On HBO, they have. I've been watching it. It's on. It's like buildings that are abandoned, and they tell the backstory of it, and it's pretty interesting. Like apparently there's a road that was never constructed, but it was constructed, but it didn't last long. There's a water park in LA that was like the first ever water park ever created. It's crazy that you go around the world or like around the city and you're like, this is abandoned. I wonder if it has a backstory to it.
I have no clue what happened. I lost everybody, but I see y'all now.
Hey, if nothing else, go right on.
They just wanted to put you over, because on my screen you're under grumpy.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't that. I lost everything. Like, Gas was in the middle of speaking, and then everybody froze, and I couldn't hear a word. So I just reset the app again and came back in.
Thank you for joining us, my brother.
Yep. Good night, y'all.
Night, Gary.
See you later.
Later, Gary.
Grandpa, go to bed already. Anyway.
That's our captain,
brother.
Man.
Thanks, Leach. It's much appreciated. It is much appreciated. Well, like I say, there's not many stories you can go down, many conspiracy theories, and this is the thing about when you're smoking cigars. You go into different areas. It's not always about talking about a cigar. It's either talking about a conspiracy theory or a film or sports or different things, and this is what brings us all together. But we are coming up to an hour and 49 minutes on the show. And of course, I know people have got to get off and do different things. But of course, still plenty of time if you guys want to carry on talking. There's still plenty of time. I don't mind if we go a little bit more over. It's entirely up to you guys.
What do you guys usually do? I mean, that's your call. You're the host.
We normally go about an hour. We normally go an hour with guests, but if it's an interesting conversation, then of course we go for however long that guest wants to go.
We knew this was going to be a special episode. So.
Here's the thing, guys. We're used to going 5, 6 hours, 7 hours. We went 8 hours the other night.
And guys, look, if you don't want to continue, don't worry about it. You know where you'll find the rest of us tonight.
Look, I got a Tatawahe sitting here waiting to be lit.
And I'm already on an Asylum Corojo 660.
So in other words, then if I tell you all fuck off, you'll all go in. Then we'll okay.
Then we'll smooth the fuck off.
Hey, we won't just move fuck off. We'll just fuck off. We'll just go.
Guys, we're of the belief
I'm not going to go anywhere, my brother.
You stayed up with us all night Tuesday night last week ago. So, you went to bed, you came back, you joined us again. We had a good night that night. We was up till 3 o'clock that night.
It was fun.
Holy shit. You grow plants?
What?
Plants grow in Arizona? That's crazy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Here goes that.
Where did that come from, Bubbles?
Well, I've never seen, all I've seen is his door. I've never seen like that, like his landscape. Okay, it's a fucking landscaper. Okay, I looked at it.
Listen, all I'm saying is this is his first time smoking an Asylum.
Look, thoughts on the Bible?
It's not real.
He named the preacher for a reason. We'll let him answer that one.
Let me say, a lot of people have a lot of faith in the King James Version. I have a lot of problem with it because the same guy put the Book of Demonology out before he put that Bible out. And you got to go back past the King James, the Geneva Bible. There's another one, the Sumerian Bible before that. Then you've got all your tablets and things of that nature. I think there's a lot of manipulation and a lot of things done for control of man and population, in the King James. I'm not saying the whole book is skewed. There's a lot of good still in that book. Don't get me wrong.
I thought about this conspiracy theory, and it's not even like a topic that I see discovered. But when people like go to heaven or wherever they go, right? You start seeing a whole lot of babies being born. Why? I'm wondering, like, why is that? Like, there's got to be some type of control, right?
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but
you talk about reincarnation?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Because believe it or not, I have a dog, and he acts just like my dad. Like, seriously, I'll even call his name sometimes. I'll be like Junior, and he'll just look at me like, I'm like, no, homie, you're supposed to be a dog, not a person.
Bubbles, he looks at you because he knows how you are.
I mean, shit, I'm looking myself in the mirror myself, and I'm
like, something, Bubbles, with what you just said about people dying, and then, of course, a lot of babies being born.
Mm-hmm.
What we see here, especially in England, is basically it's a new life beginning. For every person that dies, there's a new life that begins. So that's when a baby is born.
That's pretty much what I'm saying. It's like, however many people die, there's a baby born.
Yeah. And I get that with what you're saying. I do get that, my brother, because
I
it is true.
I
It
kind
is
of
true
see
when
what you're
someone
saying.
dies.
We had 2 deaths in our family when we had 2 babies born.
Yeah, that's what it's like. I know what people say about doing this deed, but why does that why do people it? Just it's weird that it lines up exactly how it lines up.
Well, and on that theory, I mean, like G just said, he had 2 deaths and 2 babies born. So when my father passed away, we found out on our trip back that we had a baby coming.
Yeah.
And he got named after my father and I. And so yeah, it's possible. It take the pork chop off, Bubbles.
Well, you see,
Well, no, you know something. We've all got our own beliefs, and this is the thing. We're not trying to push our beliefs down on anyone. We've all got our own beliefs, whether or not the Bible's true or not. And you know something. Everyone's welcome to their own beliefs. This is the thing. But I'm gonna, something. I've got to go down it. I've fucking got to go down this hole, and I don't want to. What are your thoughts on Cubans? What are your thoughts on Cuban cigars? I'm getting go down it.
Never
I'm
had
getting
them,
down it.
so I can't.
I'm
I
getting down
can't
that
say.
route.
I've only had one.
I ain't never had one, and from what I've heard, I don't want one.
I've only had one, and she wasn't very good. Couldn't understand a damn word she said.
We wouldn't be. I'm just saying, guys, we wouldn't be live if we didn't have Tom. We wouldn't be
At all.
Yeah.
You know something. We had Michelito come on. So Michelito Diaz come on, and basically he rolls his own Cuban cigars. He's worked on the Cuban farms. He lives, of course, in Florida. And he came on the show, and he was telling us about Cubans. Now, you tell me, how can a Cuban taste different when it's the same tobacco, filler, binder, wrapper, all the time in the same cigar? You're not getting a Maduro. You're not getting a Connecticut. You're not getting an Habano. You're not getting a broadleaf. It's the same constant filler, the same constant binder, and everything. And you look at the cigar, where Nicaragua, Dominican, Costa Rica, and the other countries stand out. When they take the tobacco, they put vegetation back in the soil. They're forever replanting different crops. In Cuba, it's tobacco, tobacco, tobacco. You've not got no taste. And the thing is, I'm not going to mention no names. But of course, when you turn around and say to me, because I've got no taste palate and I don't know what I'm talking about, but then you turn around in a live and say, well, yeah, they all taste like grass and hay. Well, you've just admitted all the cigars taste the same then in Cubans. Bit contradictory. And the thing is, we've got the information. We brought the information out on a podcast. And the information's there for anyone watch. If you want to go and watch it, like I say, the interview was with Michelito Diaz, and he sits there and he speaks. And of course, we had Luxury Cigar Man John there, and he was, of course, doing the translation. And it tells you about Cubans. Everyone who smoked a Cuban, especially here in the UK, they don't smoke them now. It's very rare you see someone smoking a Cuban because they'd rather smoke something from Dominican Republic or Nicaragua or Costa Rica or wherever, because it's a different tasting cigar all the time. You're getting different nuances and notes. Where Cubans, you can pick up a Partagas, you can pick up a Cohiba, Romeo and Juliet, anything, and it tastes the same. There's no difference. Okay, it might be a little bit stronger, but it's still hay, it's still grass, it's still cream, slight bit of white pepper or black pepper. That's it. That's a Cuban cigar, nailed down in one.
So here's my question to you 4 loons that are in here. What's your thoughts? Have you guys smoked anything with African tobacco in it yet?
Yes, I have.
What's your thoughts
African
on it?
tobacco. Absolutely loved it.
Yes.
I've heard it's
And
good.
let me put it this way, Tom. I had the cigar
Really
from
good.
Banff, from Mish, and it was pure Cameroonian tobacco. bind it, fill it, and wrap it. And Ish turned around to me and said, "Whatever you do, take your time with it, my brother." I'm like, okay. Emily started smoking it. She got halfway through. She's like, I can't smoke no more. So she give it me. Me being me, smoked it fine. As soon as I went out in that fresh air, the first lamppost that I could see, I had to hug it. My head was spinning. And he told me take my time because if you smoke that cigar fast, you're going to get that nicotine ride and you're going to feel on your arse because it's a stronger tobacco. But you know something, you've only got to look. There's that much tobacco that we're still learning about. Like, of course, all the Brazilian tobacco, the Brazilian Aprica, of course, the Brazilian Matafina, broadleaf. Then you look, of course, at San Andreas Mexican. Then you look, of course, at Transylvanian tobacco, Irish tobacco, Cameroonian tobacco. Haiti's supposed to be growing their own tobacco. So Haiti are growing. You've got tobacco that's been grown in Sweden, in Gotland, that tastes dead salty. It tastes because of the sea and the sea air getting to the tobacco. You got that nice salty taste to it. There's that much. I know someone here that's 90, still alive, still gets in the pub. He used to grow his own tobacco in England and roll his own cigars. What do you think? What do you think I've been looking at over here? Growing my own tobacco in England. It can be done.
It's just like
It can
any
be
other.
done.
Looking at this.
It's just like any other vegetable. I like to grow peppers. I got Carolina Reapers, jalapenos, everything from a jalapeno all the way up to Carolina Reapers. And the soil is different each year because we change it out. You know, we don't leave the same soil. I dump the soil out in the yard, fill up holes with it, and then we replace the soil. But that would still make sense because not every year. So I have these peppers that are called jalapenos, and basically what it is, it's a heatless jalapeno. And I'm working on what's called a heatless hot sauce, to where you'll have the pepper flavor, no heat.
All right, okay.
I'm doing that for my kids because my little ones, they always see, oh, Daddy puts hot sauce on everything. So I'm working on that so they get the flavor but no heat.
Yeah.
Then it won't be hot sauce.
Yeah.
Correct. You're correct. So, but that's you understand my concept behind it, right?
Yeah.
Is the flavor no heat?
You want the flavor, but you don't want the heat behind it.
Now, not me. I want the heat.
Well, I know you. I'm talking
but the
about
kids don't. So I'm working on trying to. One year I hybrided a jalapeno and a Carolina Reaper. I don't know how I did it. I guess the bees did it. But it looked like a jalapeno, but it was all wrinkly. And it was a Carolina Reaper and a jalapeno mixed.
Yeah, but you look at that with doing that on, of course, the pepper. There is a lot of cigars now, especially tobacco that's got a hybrid tobacco. So
Correct.
there is hybrid tobaccos that are out, and you know something, there can be loads done. There's different variations of what you can do, but I'm very adamant on my thoughts with Cubans because, like I say, living in England, I've smoked a lot of Cuban cigars. I've been smoking for 15 years. I've been smoking Cubans for as long as that, as well as New Worlds. And you got to think, when you've been smoking them, different cigar smokers that have been smoking them for 30, 40 odd years, they have now don't want to smoke them anymore. They're smoking New World cigars. It's showing you straight away. This is the same boring, consistent taste. You want something different in a cigar. This
Now,
is
gas.
why Boutique and New World are taking off, and Cubans have gone. They're dying on the market. You only got to look at the facts and the figures. The facts and the figures are there.
Now, Gas, here's another little insight for you. That's where, well, I say insight. You know, but that's where your boutique cigars are endless, because you can take Nicaraguan, you can take Ecuadorian, you can take Mexican, you can take whatever you want. Hybrid, make it a hybrid. Now that's a completely different tobacco. Now you can take that, use that as your filler, use whatever, however you want to do it. That's where the boutique cigars are going to be endless possibilities. You have so much that you can do. It's like a combination lock. You'll have 1.2 million combinations that you can use. Same exact aspect, and it's just like peppers. See, I like my peppers, but it's just like peppers. You can hybrid this one to this one to this one to this one, and make a different flavor. If you want more of a floral flavor, okay, well, you add something that's going to have a floral flavor. And basically, that's what the boutique cigar business is doing, which is why there's so many coming up now, because people sat
let
back
me ask you
with...
guys this question, right? Is a Cuban cigar to you guys a forbidden fruit that you've got to have because you can't have it? Is it the forbidden fruit that you need? Because a lot of people class it as that forbidden fruit, and when you haven't had it, you want it.
And you see, in my eyes, no. But there again, I've learned so much between you, the other people that I've met. I've learned so much between all of y'all that it doesn't bother me that I've never had one.
Yeah.
Me neither.
It used to be, you know, it was that big allure, you know, got to try that Cuban. But, you know, we've had the opportunity to have the people and be in touch with the people and got the information, you know, about what they're all about. And once you know that and you've heard that from the people, you know, that are in the industry, it kind of takes the allure away from it, because, you know, you don't have to get one of those to get that flavor profile. I
And
mean,
you know how I can reference that is, you think about a fish. Whenever you say allure, you want it, you see it.
Yeah.
When that fish goes up and hits it, figures out it's plastic.
Yeah, that's it. Ain't coming back.
Yep. A good question Lurch has got. Where did Civil War generals and that officers get their cigars from?
I'd say a lot of their stuff was Virginia tobacco, you know, Virginia, Kentucky. I'd say that was probably a lot of their base tobacco.
Are those fields still active? And what I mean by active is, do they still produce into those areas?
There's still a lot of areas that are producing in the States tobacco.
Within the States?
I know within the States, there's a couple that I know about, but I can't.
Yeah, Virginia still has a lot of tobacco.
A lot of that's for those cigarette for the cigarette factories too.
Yeah, cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what the majority of tobacco, you know, a lot of like burley and stuff like that. That's the cigarette
tobacco.
stuff. That and smokeless, yeah.
I can see that.
When you talk about the Connecticut River Valley,
yeah,
that what makes that tobacco so special is during the last ice age, when everything melted, that's where all the mineral deposits settled. That's why that soil is so rich up through that valley. That's what makes, you know, for them to grow such phenomenal tobacco, is way back from the last ice age, when all the mineral deposits settled in that Connecticut River Valley, all the way through Connecticut up into Pennsylvania. So, but yeah, I as far as Virginia and those other areas, I think a lot of that is just for, you know, that goes to cigarettes, gets chopped up and add all the chemicals to it.
Yeah, that's what's crazy, man. You know, you look at what's in these versus what's in the things that come in a box, and it's like, why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we know why. We all know why. But it's just, why?
Well, that's like our cigars addicting.
No.
I don't.
I've never found them to be.
I mean, we've gone a couple of days without smoking.
There again, you're thinking of this. if you think of it this way, are cigars addicting? To a certain extent. And the reason I say to a certain extent is because you're chasing the flavor. You're not really chasing. It's not like
It's
you're
not the
sitting there like,
nicotine.
oh, I need all of this nicotine. No, you really don't. You're just you're chasing the flavor.
For me, it's not an addiction. It's that block of time that you cut out for yourself to sit down and relax. You know, have that drink you want to have, enjoy that cigar, and just turn everybody and everything off. You know, for an hour, hour and a half, whatever. You know, it's just a relaxation thing for me. It's not anything to do with any kind of nicotine need or anything like that. But
No,
Well, like we went last Tuesday, we went 8 hours on our TikTok.
Yeah.
And I smoked 4 cigars in 8 hours.
I did too.
Pat and I, and we don't. And Bubbles was a 3-pack a day smoker, cigarettes. Lurchy's a 2-day, and Lurch will sit and smoke his cigars in our lives, and he'll light up a cigarette. He don't have a problem lighting a cigarette up and smoking them at the same time.
That's like Ish. Ish will smoke a cigarette, smoke a cigar, and he's probably through maybe 2 packs a day. And this is the thing, you look at cigars, like Grumpy said, it brings either you together or it's your downtime to enjoy that cigar and switch off from the world. And like I've always said, if I'm not with these guys or yourselves, the Cigar Misfits on TikTok, and I'm smoking a cigar myself, that's my yoga. It's my downtime. It's my cigar yoga to just get back to where I need to be. Let the brain settle, because I'm either probably talking to different people that we're going to get on the podcast, or something's arisen at home, or family life, or different things. It's just then time to settle down, unwind, and relax. And then the thing is, I know with Emily's a cigarette smoker. She'll have 1 cigarette, then 10 minutes later she'll have another cigarette, then another 10 minutes, another one. Now, she has to have one before she goes to bed. I don't have to have a cigar before I go to bed. I can get up, have 1 cigar a day, and fine. I can go 3 days without having a cigar. I went from Saturday till today without having a cigar. I'm going to go again till Friday and not have a cigar. I don't need them all the time, but you know something? It's not addictive. Where cigarette, it's got that additives and the different things to make it addictive to you, and especially the amount of nicotine and different things that are in it, it makes it addictive. Where a cigar is natural tobacco and it's less nicotine because of how they ferment it and how they make the cigar. It's just,
and guys, I'm 100% with you, because my wife also smokes cigarettes. So last night I smoked 1 cigar. I smoked the My Father the Judge, and my nephew wanted to try it. Here, take it. He's of legal age. He took a couple of drags off of it. And he's like, "Man, this is good," and he found cocoa in it. So I was like, all right, well, let me see. And there again, 90% of your taste is what people tell you, right? I still didn't find it, but he did. That's cool. This morning, next to one of my rear tire on my motorcycle. Keep in mind, we were out here for the same amount of time. There was 7 cigarette butts next to that tire. I told my wife this morning, I said, that's a whole lot for, 2 to 3 hours, however long we were sitting there. And she's like, oh, I just forgot to pick them up. And it's like, I ain't that you forgot to pick them up. It's just, look at the amount.
Oh, jeez.
When I wake up in the morning, my mind is not on a cigar.
It's Leachy's comment a lot. But here's Leachy's comment. That's why Leach is a misfit. That's why he's a misfit.
That's exactly why.
That's exactly why we call ourselves the Misfits.
Now we do have to do a little bit of work with that, it is the Cigar Misfits, not just.
There you go.
Cigar Misfits.
Yeah, Cigar Misfits are trademarked.
Yep, that one is trademarked, so we are going with the.
We've always
Nobody
gone
knew
with-
anything about that. Dude, when we started this, and I say, we started this as far as Tom, Pancakes, and I, and it was literally in a live one night, and it just went, we're a bunch of fucking misfits. And then Tom goes, that's it. That is it. And we're like, okay. And we went with
There's
it.
my misfit. There's my Rocky. There's my misfit.
Mine's laying over here in front of the couch behind me.
Did y'all even, Tom? I was telling you earlier. My wife came in.
Oh, nice.
She was down there in the comment.
Your daughter?
No, my wife.
As Keebs called her the other day, your daughter?
Yeah.
I mean, and we've got some guys that, and we know there's some feelings there with you guys on it, on some of the guys that are in our group. And it's like we said, everybody's welcome in our group. Put feelings aside when you come in, because they no hard feelings in our lives, and that throw them out.
That's another thing that sets us apart from where a lot of other groups become a thing, right? Whenever you go into a group, you're expecting to be welcomed as far as like, all right, man, hey, yeah, we like the same thing. And then y'all all get along. With us, it's not always like that. Sometimes people will come in and we're like, who the fuck are you? And then they're like, oh, well, I guess I'm not welcome here. And then they'll turn around and leave. We're like, no, you ain't got to leave. And they'll deuce out. But
no sense of humor, huh?
But who left? Gaz did.
Yeah, he'll be back
but
in a minute.
That's one of those things where it's like, you either love us or you hate us. It's either you're gonna cut up with us and have a good time, or you're gonna get butt hurt and you're gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no in between. See, that's it. That's all we are.
Yeah.
Hey, Courtney.
What's
How
up,
are you
Courtney?
tonight, man? Welcome in.
But no,
But
that's the thing, is what you're saying, of course. You know something, there's no bad hostilities to anyone. The thing is, people grow apart.
Absolutely.
And that's what's happened. And that's what's happened in life. You grow apart. I don't speak to half of the people that I went to school with. I don't speak to family because of different things that have gone on in my family. My aunt doesn't talk to my other aunt. My uncle doesn't talk to my aunt. So I'm not allowed to speak to her, but I do. They don't like me, different things. It's not about that. You know something, sometimes it's either down to disrespect, sometimes down to being used and abused. And this is why it is. But you know something, we've had a bad name, the Cigar Loons, and we have had a bad name. But what you see is what you get with down-to-earth guys that like smoking cigars, having a laugh, bringing out a great show, bringing out a great podcast, having these fantastic guests that we have from boutique brands to premium brands, and just bringing something out. So basically, the newer guys like yourself, Tom, like, of course, Pat and Bubbles and Pancakes and everyone else. So you've got that information there, and it helps you. And it helps you to learn, because you can watch a dozen podcasts with the same guest, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's not the same kind of conversation all the time. Where when we hit them hard, and we hit them hard with the questions, and sometimes they're like, oh, well, I didn't think of that question. Oh, you've just pulled out a right punch one there. Well, yeah, we're going to ask you because we want this information. It's what we are. When we came into this as the Cigar Loons, we are the invaders of the cigar world, and we're going to invade, and we want to get that information for people. That's why we do what we do. And like I say, it's been a fantastic live 2 hours and 19. And I've got to say a big thank you to everyone that's popped in. And you know something, we are going to have to wrap it up because I know Kate's got to get up early for work in the morning. But from us, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone on Rumble, of course, on Instagram, of course, here on YouTube. And we'll catch you next week. And Jesse, who have we got next week, my brother? Who have we got coming on next week?
Glad he didn't ask me that.
Oh, next week we got Scott from Hermosa Cigars. Scott, the CEO of Hermosa Cigars, small or smaller boutique company. He's been around for a little bit, and I can't wait to meet him and pick his brain and see where his journey's been.
So Gaz, before you say hang this up, I got a question to ask all you guys.
Yep. Sure.
I know what my favorite is. What's your favorite cut on a cigar?
Straight.
I enjoy V cut.
Okay, Kurt.
For me, this last year, I've really gravitated toward the straight guillotine cut. I've went from the punch. I was at the V cut for a while, and now I'm back to the straight cut. I've got I don't have it out here with me, one of those perfect cuts where it's got the backing to it, so you can only stick the cigar in so far, and it cuts it perfect every time. So that's primarily what I use.
I've started.
I'm sorry, Pat. One more thing. Unless I've got something with a pigtail on it, then I'll V cut it.
I started with a punch way back. This is probably 7-8 years ago when I first got into the Marine Corps. I started with a punch. That's all I had. Then worked my way to a straight cut, which my original straight cutter, I found it the other day. It's just a cheap little Benchmade or Benchcraft.
Yep.
That's my original one. It stays in my box. I don't really use it. I got a Vertigo now, but I like this one. But there again, I tried the V cut, didn't really care for it. I'd rather a straight cut. And I do have a perfect cutter. It's just at my houseboat right now. But I have learned that you don't need a big cut.
So I've learned to V cut my torpedoes at an angle, and I'll tell you what, I think on a torpedo, a V cut is just amazing compared to a straight cut. Just a perfect cut. I'll take
I would
a
have
V
to
cut
agree.
all day long, man, on that.
I would have
V
to
cut,
agree.
give it a little angle, and man, you get such a great draw and such great notes and flavors. There's mine.
That's a Vertigo?
There you go.
Yeah.
Mine's a Vertigo. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Benchcraft.
Mine's a Calibri. I like the Calibri. But you know something? There's not many. You know something? You've got hole punch as well, and any lighter that you can buy. It's like this one. I've got a hole punch there. That comes in handy, especially on box presses now and again. A hole punch, but you know something.
It just really depends on the cigar, you know.
I like a
Depends
diamond cut.
depends on
I
what
don't
you
mind a
like,
diamond
too.
cut. I don't on a cigar, especially doing a diamond.
Like I have
cut,
what's that? What is it? The punch Dragonfire, right? So that cigar, the end of the cigar, they made it really, really, really flat, and there's not a whole lot of cap that you see when they sealed it off. You know, the second layer. So realistically, unless you are really, really careful with a straight cutter, it's not going to really be that good, even with a V cutter. So with that one, that's when I use my punch. I usually do like an 8-figure, so I'll do 2 punches on it. But because some cigars, I mean, you just can't use a cutter. And to me, that's one of the ones where, like, it doesn't matter if it's a V cut or a straight cut. That punch Dragon Fire is just too flat at the end with not enough cap, and so that's why I like the punch for that one.
I hole punch the 990.
You know something? We haven't got big cutters like you guys in the States, the 90s and the 100 ring gauge cutters and the 70s and the 80s. We haven't got them over here.
80s
but man, you're gonna pay for them.
We haven't got
if
them
you get
over
an
here.
80 cutter, you're gonna pay for it. That's one of the big things. That thing's $70, $80.
I remember having the Texas Lancero by Alec Bradley, and of course it's a 70 ring gauge. And I got, of course, my cigar knife. Quickly went around it, and boy, yeah, I enjoyed that cigar. But I couldn't have done it with a cutter. I could have just got a slight V cut on it, just a very slight V cut. You want to be in the deep end. And this is the thing, you know something, you use whatever's handy to you. I know some people, they chew the end off and bang, they light it up. Other people, of course, they get the nail and they just manage to lift the cap. Of course, someone that we know, he gets a Dremel drill and Dremel drills down into the cigar to do it. There's that many different ways. You know something, some people, especially when I used to play golf, and I know a lot of golfers who do it, they'll get a golf tee, poke the golf tee into the cigar, pull the golf tee out, bang. Yeah.
That was me. That was me for a long time.
Yeah.
Loads of different
That
ways.
was the easy thing to do.
Got the band off.
It's because it was what was in my pocket.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, at one point, Pancakes used a thumbtack.
Yep. Oh, there's loads. You know something? There's all these fancy tools out. You've got one that's like a stamper that you would use on your wax seals. And it's just got spikes on it. It's called a perfect drawer. You shove it in the cigar, and it puts like 8 holes in your cigar. And it's supposed to help. There's that many different things. You know something? They're on Amazon. They're on eBay, wherever. And that's the thing. But you know something? I've got to say again, guys. Thanks to all the Cigar Misfits tuning in tonight. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you for all the comments. We've really appreciated this time. Of course, go and follow the Cigar Misfits on, of course, TikTok. And by all means, go and research them. Go and have a look. Go and enjoy the lives, because you know something? What you've seen tonight, you get on the lives. And it's a good ride. We enjoyed. That's why we go on. It's why we've enjoyed. Of course, getting
You
the
might
guys
even
with
get a
us
little
tonight.
more.
Now correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, but I think that's where we're headed after this.
Yep.
So we'll have an after party on our channel over there on the,
and I know where I'll be
TikTok, and we'll be over there for probably a good little while.
I'll be singing TikTok.
And it'll be under this account.
There you
And
go.
There it is.
Cigar Man.
After I get 1,000 followers on this account and grow it where it's growing, I don't even know how it's growing so fast. It's going to Tom. So because Tom gets all these violations, all these things on his personal account, and it's not directed towards him. I just want him to have the account so when he wants to go live like we do every night, people can just type in TikTok Cigar Misfits, boom, it's right there instead of
there we are.
Cigar Man or Pat or whoever they're friends with. They can just type in Cigar Misfits and they're right there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully tonight after this live and people have watched, people come and follow you more on there, and of course you'll get more people watching you. And come and check me out.
Live on Tom's channel, I will be bringing the Misfits page over so they can follow it, and that's where all the news. I just asked Tom if I just think of something, I'm about to post it, or if it's something like that.
I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to do something for you guys, and this is from the Cigar Loons heart, because you're our brothers at the end of the day and friends. I'm going to put you on the Cigar Loons website as one of our industrial and cigar friends. And then basically people can come and check out. And I'll put, of course, your TikTok name there. So when people go on our website and they click on it, it'll take you direct to your TikTok.
Yeah, Bubbles, we got to make sure
that's
you change that too.
That's from us.
Yes.
We got to make sure
100% it has
Bubbles
to be
change
changed, Bubbles.
to the Cigar Misfits.
All right.
So
And we don't mind
won't
doing
be able
that. We don't mind doing that for you. We don't.
Yeah.
And
Like I
there
say,
again,
your
for
brothers are
everybody
ours.
that's actually, and everybody that's actually tuned into it tonight, off the Cigar Loons, we're only about 3 weeks old, maybe a month old. We've been doing this for a while as far as friends, and we just did this whole little name thing. So there's going to be a lot more.
Within the space of time that you've been doing it, the amount of people that come and watch you. And you know something? I've known Jesse getting on near enough 5 months. I've known, of course, Cigar Man Tom 7 months near enough. I've known Grumpy and Kate coming up to 2 years next year. 2 years with these guys I've ridden, and we've ridden the hard road. And when you've got brothers like that for life, you can ride them hard roads. It makes good sense. And you know something? Like I said, we don't mind showing you on our website and showing you off as our friends and brothers of ours, because you know something? You're good to us when we come on yours. And this is the thing. It's about giving back and everyone following one another and having this nice harmony about cigars. It's why we're family. It's why we're family of the leaf, brothers of the leaf, bearded brothers of the leaf. Bubbles, grow a beard, my brother, and then you'll be a bearded brother.
Hey, Gaz, he's the baby. Gaz, he's the baby face of the group. He can't grow one yet.
And guys, listen, I'm still trying.
Fuck off. Still fucking trying. Fuck off.
Yeah, at least you got something.
This is only 2 years old.
I was just about to say, fuck, Pat, at least you got something. I don't even have it.
Yeah, but I'm still going. I'm still going. Listen, I got to get this to go.
Look,
Oh, brother, that takes forever, bro. That takes forever, bro. That. Trust me.
Go down to Walmart, get you a bag of black cow manure and rub it on there real good.
Oh, come on. We're not putting no Menorganite on that. We don't need Menorganite on that. It's fine.
But,
get you some fertilizer.
Of course, if you want to go and join, of course, the Cigar Misfits, go and check them out. They're going to be on TikTok in a minute. I'm probably going to end up joining them and smoking another cigar while I'm doing the rest of the week. But from us, thank you very much. Next week, of course, we've got Amasso Cigars, so come and check us out. We're going to be live at 7 p.m., of course, Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. And if you're crazy enough in England like me, it's going to be 12 a.m. English time. And Jess, much love, my brother. Kate, much love. Grumpy, I love you too. Tom, Pat,
Special
Bubbles,
thanks to the
thank you very
Cigar
much.
Loons
And I
for
love you too,
hosting
my
us
brothers,
tonight.
for coming on.
You act like that was hard to
It's been an
say.
absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for
An
hosting
absolute
us
pleasure.
tonight. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Man. Man.
Yeah.
We're all brothers.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
And Grumpy, you better be live tomorrow for my lunch break. That's when I hop in Grumpy's live is on my lunch break because he's.
Come on, man. I'm on hurricane watch right now.
Oh,
And all y'all
Yeah.
brothers.
Of course. If you want to check,
But I got
everybody.
I
if you
get
wanna
back
check
to you
some
though,
cigar
Bubba.
content out, if you want to
Cheers
check some
to
more
us,
cigar
Cigar.
content out,
you're fine, Grumpy.
go and check out, of course, either www.cigarloons.com, or you can go and check out some other cigar content and visit www. And it's not spelled T-O-B, it's spelled T-A-B, tobaccogsticks.com. And of course, you can go and see Jesse's page where he's got some blogs, some different dates of events coming on. And of course, if you want to go and check out some cigar reviews, then go and follow, of course, Cigar Kate on YouTube. And if you want to catch a great TikTok show of a grumpy old bastard sitting in his garage playing some tunes, go and check out the Grumpy Garage Show. He always keeps some good tunes on the go.
He just ain't regular.
Hey, Loons, thank you for having us tonight.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, it was a blast, brothers.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
And like I say,
Appreciate you guys
catch you on
being
the
here,
next
man.
thing.
Indeed.
Stay safe, and we'll see you all next
Yeah.
week. See you later, guys.
All right, see you guys in a few minutes.
Yep.
From the heart of the city, a podcast takes flight. Cigar Loons, they're spreading their light. With stories and laughs, they're a special sight. Now a new crew joins them, a captivating sight. Cigar Loons and Cigar Misfits, a perfect pair, sharing their tales beyond compare. Laughter and camaraderie filling the air, a podcast experience truly rare. Cigar Misfits arrive with their own unique flair, adding a twist to the Loons affair. Stories of mischief beyond repair, a blend of personalities so rare. Cigar Loons and Cigar Misfits, a perfect pair, sharing their tales beyond compare. The laughter and camaraderie filling the air, a podcast experience truly rare. Cigar Misfits arrive with their own unique flair, adding a twist to the Loons affair. Stories of mischief beyond repair, a blend of personalities so rare. Together they're stronger, a united front, a force to be reckoned